SMH podcast. I'm Bushido Spirit. We have Philly Boy '08 here.
What's up? Get filled up.
We got a special guest from England, wherever the fuck he's from.
London.
Proper gentleman from Paris.
Yorkshire.
From Australia, we got Mo.
Pip Cheerio. It's Mo. What's up?
I knew he was going to say that shit.
Wow,
I'm generic, man. I have to say.
You are the equivalent of a coon to British people, man. Like you just said
I believe
pip,
it.
Pip Cheerio. Like you just went right into the stereotype, dog. And
know,
how does a proper gentleman like yourself come into a name like Mo? That's so fucking generic and it's unfancy. It's not even.
I don't know. It's a choice between like Mo and Mohammed, so I have to choose between something that doesn't fit me or something that sounds like I'm about to blow up your house or some shit.
So instead of being a terrorist, you went for the redneck.
We should call this nigga.
Exactly.
First off, you being crazy offensive, but I say we give him a name that better suits his class. From now on, we'll call you Sterling.
Okay.
Okay.
Or matter of fact, Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
Yo, okay,
like the butler, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I like that nigga, man.
They put stuff together, man. And Mo, stop it right. You can't say the word nigga. You proper.
All right,
proper
man.
gentlemen.
Wait, well, no, I
say
say nigga more than you two do. I have to say it.
When you overcompensate, then stop saying nigga. You can't say nigga with a voice like that. It just sounds racist coming from your mouth.
You want me to say sir, mister? Like what do you want me to say? I don't get it.
Nah, see, don't let Bush try to control you. He's trying to assert himself as the alpha male for the fans and shit.
Man,
Try and change your name like the white man did to us. So don't let him do it, man.
If you say nigga, you got to use the hard R mode. That's the only way.
Wait, you want me to say nigger? Like, you want me to say that?
Yeah.
It suits you better than nigga, man.
Here's the thing, man. I sound white enough already, man. Like, let me establish the fact that I am black. So, if I think some racist black man, white man on the internet and shit, no.
Hey, for those people who have a life and haven't really kept up with the ARL stuff going on. Mo had a battle in the ARL, so those who don't know him, and he did have a channel that was unsuccessful. It was a failure.
Well, fuck you,
one
nigga.
or two videos.
Is this how it is, Bush? You feel you can roast this shit, nigga?
No, I'm just telling people. I'm just telling the people that you're not somebody that they should be familiar with because you've been living your whole career in obscurity. You only got like.
I get that. All I'm saying, Bush, is my channel ain't active, but at least it's still up, nigga. That's all.
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. And on top of that, not a lot of people know this, but Mo was a part of his own collab channel.
Don't mention that shit. Don't do
it was called No, you should be proud of it. It was called The Supernovas. Right. Had Mugiwara Matt B.
Yeah.
Had that's pretty much it. Nobody else is relevant. Yeah. All the other niggas faded into obscurity.
No name niggas in that group.
Yeah. And from the trash,
exactly. So they are the Supernovas.
From the
they
leftovers
only like 5
of the
random
Supernovas, we
niggas
found Mo. And me and Bush said, we could dust this nigga off.
He was like Brenda's baby, just sitting in the dumpster, dog.
Yeah, just hungry.
Like, damn, man.
Shivering. we gave this nigga a home.
Gave him a home.
Cleaned him up a little bit.
Combed his hair a little bit. It was kind of all over the place,
Put a mic in front
all over twist.
Like it was kind of strange because as soon as he put that mic in front of him, he tried to suck it. I don't know what the fuck he was doing with the Supernovas to make him think that.
Nigga, this is how it is.
Clearly he's been hurt before.
I was a baby, man.
But I showed him a bunch of black stand-up shows. Cat Williams, Patrice O'Neal, I think.
Yeah.
So I think he good now.
He got funny, man. He discovered black comedy. White comedy is funny, but sometimes it could be a little bit corny. It could be corny for
especially British comedy.
Actually, you listen crazy. White people don't even find me funny. That's the worst part. It isn't even white comedy. It's Mo comedy, man. Like, it's just bad.
Like every time he tells a joke, it just kills the mood of the call. Like,
It got so bad at one point. We call whenever a nigga would tell a lame joke, we say you pulling a mo, like you doing a mo.
Yeah,
just told a mo.
Happily, that has faded out of existence. Just
niggas always be like, man, I ain't telling no more. I was serious. I was
serious.
Yeah, that wasn't no joke. Lying shit.
But y'all don't care about Mo. I mean, I bet people probably love the call already. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about no Mo. Y'all came here for the news and the different types of topics. So let me give you the rundown. We're gonna talk about all the stuff that happened in pop culture, the whole Bill Cosby shit and whatever. And we're gonna talk about anime like we always do. We watched a couple of the new shows that came out. We're gonna give our opinions of those shows. And, and there's some other stuff going on in this podcast that we won't mention. And you already know what's going to happen at the end of the show. Woo!
Damn.
That always is there. And this week, since Troy is out playing Dungeons and Dragons with his helmet and plastic sword and shit.
Fucking nerd.
we got Mo in his place. So this is going to be an interesting Wooshie fight in the motherfucker. We got a proper gentleman. I fucked up. I said proper gentleman.
A scholar.
We got a scholar.
He's an Oxford man.
So he might not be picking whores. He might be on a different wavelength than we are. He might pick somebody that's fully clothed.
Pick the queen.
A queen. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like you look pretty slutty.
So
that's what I'm gonna say.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna change it to she
Amy Winehouse.
Just go with that.
Damn, man. She what the fuck?
Lady Sovereign.
He picking corpses and shit now. What the fuck? Amy Winehouse, dog. Like, why? Anyway,
Queen Victoria or some shit like that.
Let's get on to the news.
Yeah, man.
Let's get on to the news. All right. First thing we want to talk about here. Everybody knows about this whole Tyga thing with Kylie Jenner and shit. Apparently, he couldn't wait long enough for her to turn 18. He went out there sending dick pics to trannies and shit. And the transsexual is called, I think it's Maya Isabella or whatever the fuck. But she claims that they've been in a relationship for a long time. And this nigga Tyga's been sending dick pics. And I think Tyga came out later and said that the dick pic is in fact real. That's his dick on that picture. But he did not send it to the transsexual. What are y'all thoughts on that?
He a lying ass nigga. He a lying ass nigga. I think more so we got to realize that did he know that she was a tranny is the most important part.
I mean, look. I mean, you can put titties on it and you can dress it up and put makeup on it, but you see them strong ass cheekbones. She can crush a walnut with them cheeks, man. Like,
surgery's getting real good these days, man. I don't know. Half these niggas out here be looking feminine as fuck already before the surgery and shit.
I just don't feel the need. I don't feel the need as a man to send a picture of my dick. Like, I don't think that that's sexy.
I mean, look. I mean, it depends. Like, if you're really feeling a chick and you sexing back and forth, and he's like, she makes you feel all good inside. You like, fuck it, I'm gonna send a picture of my dick. You know, just it's like that punctuation. It's like it's the perfect thing to end with. Like, dick pic.
Nah, I don't think a dick is the aesthetics of a dick are good. Like, and if I did, I would spruce cause my dick ugly. I got like a birthmark on the shaft and shit.
What the fuck?
And then I got one on the head and shit. Like I put Vaseline on my shit before I sent it.
I mean, your dick better than mine. Mine still got the hood on it, dog. Yo.
Oh shit, you got to do something about that. It's 2015, man. Cut that shit.
Mine walking around like Trayvon Martin and shit, dog.
No, nobody. No, that shit was funny, man.
Shit.
What's your dick like, Mo?
Did I tell him, Mo?
No, I just think we need an in-house, like, we need a laugh track. Just add the laugh track after you said that shit.
Damn, Mo, you cutting out. What the fuck? Mo, you better fix that shit.
Yeah, man.
You can't be fucking up the podcast. Luckily, we got Audacity.
Yo, I'm already sweating right now, man.
Yeah, man. Cutting out the air conditioner made this shit hot, man. This shit get hot as fuck when the air conditioner go on.
To the motherfuckers that don't know, to reduce the echo and increase the quality on my mic, I don't have like a pop filter. So I'll throw a heavy ass blanket over my laptop and my body every time I record. And we're about 15 minutes in and I'm sweating bullets right now. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna make it through this whole podcast, yo.
Yeah, you got like an hour, 30 minutes left to go.
But fuck it.
But
Okay.
anyway, Mo, what do your dick look like?
My dick's symmetrical as fuck, man.
Your dick, what the
Shit look
fuck?
beautiful.
Your shit ain't got no curve.
It look like when they ain't hard, like it droopy a little bit. But besides that, I don't see no
Oh
problem
my
with
God.
that.
Yo,
I like my
Mo,
dick.
Mo, I don't know if anybody else can hear this, but you got it. You call your dick droopy?
What the fuck, Mo, man? Your call quality is ass. Dog. Like, Jesus Christ, Mo, fix your
Mo, there's like
Yo, this is gonna sound weird
there's
as
like
hell.
7-second intervals where we can't even hear you.
That's crazy. All right, give it a second.
How the
Can I
fuck was
leave
your
and come
mic
back?
perfectly fine? Yeah. How the
All
fuck
right,
was
let's
this
do it.
nigga? We about to roast the shit out this nigga while he out this car.
All right, the next topic. Y'all know about this whole Bill Cosby thing. I think 30 women came out saying that Bill Cosby raped me. Just 30 women. Just like one popped up and like, oh, he might be innocent. And this is just one woman. Number 2 came. Number 3. Then it's just a whole bunch of bitches came out and said Bill Cosby drugged me and raped me. And he was training me to suck some dick or some shit like that. Well, recently, I think what some documents came out like in a former case that said that where Bill Cosby admitted to using drugs on a female, and now everybody is using this as sort of a proof that he did in fact drug them other women. And I think 7 hours ago, some mistress that Bill Cosby had just came out and said, "No, Bill Cosby doesn't drug people because he never drugged me." Like. I don't understand this story. What are your thoughts on this shit, Philly?
He probably first off he ain't drugged the bitch because she probably knew she was easy. Like you ain't going. I don't know how much roofies cost, but I ain't gonna waste no money drugging a bitch that's already down to fuck.
Yeah, man.
That's just logic. But 2, yeah, fucking Bill Cosby been fucking all these bitches, man. Like, but my whole thing is Bill Cosby. I would never say Bill Cosby was a attractive motherfucker. I mean, he just don't seem the type that women would flock to, but he's got money. He's got, fame and shit.
Yeah,
I don't see why he needs to do this.
Flavor Flav get pussy, man. I'm sure Bill Cosby can figure out a way to get some.
I think maybe it's, how do I put this? Like some dudes like to fuck drunk chicks.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was maybe this is how he got his rocks off.
It's like a fetish.
Yeah, like when the chick's kind of in and out of it and droopy and shit like that.
Yeah, like drunk chicks, man. I remember me and Mr. Piccolo was walking down the street and a drunk chick came out the bar. We didn't flip her. We didn't fuck her. But there was potential there. Like, it was just this drunk chick and she was like, take me home. It was like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, that's around the time I didn't have a car. So, I like, you feel me? If I had a car, like, I would have scooped that bitch up.
I'd have threw that bitch on my back, bro. Like, let's go.
And walk down the street with her and shit.
Yeah.
I live like fucking 20 miles away, dog. Like, come on. What the fuck I look like?
Go ahead.
I was saying I would have had to jump in the car with my folks, and they were like, why this drunk white bitch in the car with us?
This my cousin. You don't recognize her? But there's something attractive about drunk women in a weird way. This is what? Like, it's true.
Look,
maybe it's because they're not as inhibited or something, but they're not sexy, but more approachable. They're more interesting.
You can't even say it's that. I think he just like fuck raping bitches, dog. Like, cause
I don't get that, man. Like, I live near like a lot of pubs, and I see like drunk women like on a daily basis. I don't see anything remotely attractive about that shit, man. Like, I think it's the fact that they're easy or some shit.
You over there in Great Britain and shit, where the bitches got like, strong ass chins and stuff.
Yeah, they got fucked up teeth, eating crumpets and drinking all that tea, man. Bitches got they got them fucking them cigarette teeth, though.
All your bitches look like Meghan Trainor and Adele and shit. I wouldn't.
Yo, man, don't diss Adele, man. That's the goal right there.
That's the bait.
What the fuck? You take down Adele?
No.
She take down like she on elephant shit.
She's a tranquilizer good.
That bitch need about 3 times the amount of roofies to take that bitch down.
Yeah, cause she got the weight, man. It's like shooting an elephant with like 4 tranquilizers.
Treat it like a wild animal.
I done put 6 roofies in this bitch cheeseburger. What the fuck? No. But like that I think, to be honest, like if we being straight up, like if we being real right now, I think he just wanted to put it in their ass.
Wanted to put it in there. I mean, that
Yeah.
could be the case. Like, they probably wasn't feeling the butt sex. They probably wasn't feeling the booty
Right.
hole plugging. You know? That may be the case, man. He wanted to do some strange shit to him. They wasn't really feeling it. And he was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna slip these roofies in here." And she wasn't
Because
with the
it was
cookies
always the situation always looked like they was about to have sex anyway. Like we were 1-on-1. It was after recording, and I was just sitting there with him, and we were drinking and stuff. I'm like, okay, so it was just you, just him, and a man and a woman, and y'all already consuming alcohol and shit.
Yeah.
It sounded like he was about to fuck anyway.
Yeah, it sounded kind of strange. It sounded like they were willing to do it, but not in that manner, not that type of way. They weren't ready yet to do it, but they were like they out here telling half truths and shit. Like, come on, they can't tell me they didn't expect to not be hit on by Bill Cosby, or for him to not think that, you know, maybe I can get it in with these chicks. Like, come on, you alone with this dude, and he's helping you, and he's all friendly and shit. Obviously, he wants something from you, so they knew what was up. They just didn't expect him to act so quickly. Like this, like they turned their back and this nigga slipped roofies in.
This is Bill Cosby. Nigga obviously like has money. Like, what would be his reason to associate himself with you unless he wanted something from you? He would never just come out of nowhere and be like, "Yo, man, I'm trying to give back to the community." What is that shit, man?
And then the thing that fucks me up is I can't remember if Bill Cosby was born in Philadelphia, but I know he did go to Temple, which is a school around it's in Philly, and he always, you know, puts the logos up and stuff like that, and he's a proud alumni and stuff like that, and he's just he was born in Philadelphia, so that should explain why this nigga so damn off his fucking wagon. He was born in the same place I was.
You can't say that. I mean, niggas out in Philadelphia killing people, not raping them. I mean, he's the lesser of two evils.
The thing that bothers me as a person from Philadelphia like him is he always comes back and he'll give these speeches and these lectures, and he'll be like, "Black people need to stop doing this. Black people need to stop doing that." And all this time he been raping bitches.
He the ultimate hypocrite, man.
That is not to say that the things that he's saying are incorrect. Like that, we don't have issues with crime and absentee parents and shit like that. But like, I just think that's not no pun intended, but that's the pot calling the kettle black.
See, man, I would have defended Bill Cosby more had he not came out and said those things. Cause I don't like the whole victim blaming shit. Like, sure, like we can do better to help ourselves out of the situation, but it's not like, you know, people don't always have the strength to do that, you know, and it's not like it's completely our fault that we are in that situation. So I never liked Bill Cosby for coming out and blaming the victims for being impoverished. And I never liked that shit. But, you know, I didn't have no feeling when this came out because I didn't really fuck with Bill Cosby anyway. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like people are piling on him and all of this shit. And these women, they played a part in this. I feel like we need to hear more of their side. Like, they knew that he was trying to fuck them, and they acted like they acting all naive and shit. Like, oh, he's just here to help. Like Mo said, man, he wanted something. There ain't no guy that nice and not
especially with that much money, man.
I think the worst people involved here, like, it's got to be the worst for his kids.
Oh yeah,
to know that your father was like a rapist, like,
oh no. Fucked up. Yo, like, I'm pretty sure, like, your dad, like, at least, like, if he's there most of the time, he probably, like, your closest role model and shit. And then that nigga's entire image is publicly destroyed.
And then on top of that, it's like, I can't, part of me wants to pity the wife, but I know she knew all this shit was going on.
Oh, she probably did. Yeah, the wives know. I mean, she was in a good situation. She didn't want to pull his card or whatever the fuck. She's one of them type of women that, you know, as long as the money is coming in, as long as she's living a great life, living comfortably, she's not going to say nothing about it. So
the amount of money she's getting from Bill Cosby, she better be okay with it. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, they probably drugged her ass too. That's why she...
You know what kind of fucks me up? Like, now, I know this seems grim, and I don't want to be the person to say this, but usually when it's old motherfuckers like this, like he's 77, usually like 2 years later they die. Like they remember that Sandusky.
Oh yeah.
That whole thing with Sandusky, and then the head coach ended up passing away like 6 months later. Like I think the stress and the you know it puts a lot of strain on the body, and I don't know. I hope he doesn't succumb to that.
I mean, if he does, nobody's gonna give a fuck. Like this
that's the fucked up part. Yeah,
this is
a whole lifetime of achievement, and it all goes to the drain after raping 30 bitches.
That's what I was about to say. Like that was something I wanted to mention. It's the fact that you can have an entire life of achievements. You could be recognized as a public figure and stuff like that. Like people know the name Bill Cosby. But now the only thing you're going to associate it, if he's alive or dead, is going to be these rape things, because that's the current issue.
Yeah, and that's apart from that, he did so many great things that are completely overshadowed by that. Like,
nobody is a fucking saint. People need to understand and realize that. And, Bill Cosby is a nigga that likes pussy like everybody else. And sometimes he going to do some dirty shit to get what he wants.
Look. He like pussy like everybody else, yeah, but he likes it when it's asleep too. Like, that nigga needs to stop.
What if there was a plot twist? What if there was like some weird plot twist and nigga was like, yes, I bought the pills, but I used them on myself. I ate them. I woke up later. My dick was wet. Blah blah blah. Like, that'd be some shit. I'd be like, oh
shit. They actually roofied him.
This nigga a real freak, man.
Like when he took the pills, like it's like Popeye eats spinach. He like hawked down the bitches and shit.
The things had the reverse effect for me. My dick was as hard as a rock.
Hey, that could be the case, man. Hey, some people maybe he had to take pills to get his dick hard, man.
What pissed me off is recently, Woody Allen, his daughter came out at 26 or some shit, saying that Woody Allen molested her or she was 29 or 30 or some shit, and she said that Woody Allen molested her when she was a kid, and I don't believe that shit for a second. But the problem is, Woody Allen looks like the type of nigga to molest their own kids. And like, once you're accused of some shit, it's like guilty until proven innocent, and even then, sometimes guilty.
Yeah, that's why why so many people were defending Bill Cosby when the first couple of women came out, because people were so hard on him. It's like, fucking that motherfucker is guilty. He raped bitches and shit. And that's why people ran to his aid to try to help him out. Like Whoopi Goldberg, a bunch of people ran to his aid and shit. But after like 40 women, they like, oh man, we ain't defending you.
Yeah, Jill Scott. I saw an article. Jill Scott was like, man, fuck it. Like, she was like, I was riding with him, but now after this shit that came out, I'm disappointed.
Like God damn.
And that's a fellow Philadelphia native there, Jill Scott.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, people came for the real news. You don't want to hear about all that shit that goes on in the world. You want to hear about anime and shit. And we still got anime news for you here. The live action My Love Story has a film teaser or whatever the fuck is out. I mean, I'm sure nobody. Do you watch that show, Mo?
I love that show, by the way. And second of all, let's just mention the fact that they have 35-year-old man playing a 16-year-old.
I want to talk about that shit. I mean, I know, Philly, you don't watch that romance and love shit, though.
That shit was dope.
Romance and love? What do you mean?
It's we talking about the live action My Love Story. A film teaser came out for that.
I ain't see that shit.
Did you watch the anime, though?
No.
Yeah, see, I mean, you're not even going to...
That nigga has bushy ass eyebrows, man. That nigga on his Drake wave and shit, man.
It's funny because, like, you know how, like you said with the whole Goosebumps thing, right? How they using a 26-year-old man to pretend not to be a 16-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the character in this anime looks like he about 45. So
he's 46 in real life, like 46, 45 or some shit. This nigga look old as fuck too, man. Like, to be fair, like, there's no one else they could pick, because you don't understand. This nigga like 6'5" in the anime or 6'7".
Yeah, I'm saying the character looks so old, like they could get away with using an actual old nigga.
Yeah.
Not even
Reason I even watch this show is because, that one side character that's ugly as fuck in every show. Yeah, they made that nigga the main character. And I'm like, yo, I'm watching the fuck out of this.
That's why I love this show so much. When I first watched it, I thought that I thought that the chick really wanted his best friend, because that's how it usually happens. But when that didn't happen, I was like, yes, that's why I like the show.
Yeah, and I love how they established the relationship early as fuck in the series. Because, I didn't want it to be one of those. I didn't want it to be one of those series that's like, oh, last episode, they finally hold hands. Like, oh, fuck that, nigga.
That's what makes the show so, like, it happens instantly. I like that.
Exactly, and I like how it's escalating and stuff. It's really good. I like it.
I don't like going through the whole thing of does she like me, does she not like me, and the main character does something real stupid to fuck up everything. To win her heart back. I don't like that shit.
It's straight as fuck, because, like, in these anime where, like, they're taking the last episode to find out this shit, you have confident ass main characters, but the one in this show is shy as fuck. And she established the fact that she liked this guy, you know what I mean? Like, really early in the series.
That's what I'm talking about. But let's move on to something else. You say you dizzy as fuck. Is Philly Lee?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you said I'm dizzy as fuck right now.
Wow.
What'd you get, man? You get from underneath that blanket, dog. You about to die here and shit, man.
Exactly, man. I don't think he was drinking water, man. He just found some liquid in a cup or some shit, drank that shit. He nigga got roofied by Bill Cosby.
This podcast is serious business, man.
I know, right? Yeah, man. Bill Cosby coming for the podcast guest next, man. He done with celebrities.
I had to get a drink of OJ, man. Oh my goodness, bro.
OJ
like,
sounds so good.
Like I was sweating, and then I stopped sweating, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I just, it's not only that I'm under the blanket, but my laptop is like hot as fuck.
Oh
yeah. That's the most worrying thing ever. It's like I didn't stop sweating because it's not hot anymore. I stopped sweating because my body ran out of liquid.
And then the words on the screen kept going back and forth. I was like, "Oh shit, I got
got dizzy.
Yo, whenever that shit happens, I think I'm turning into Spider-Man. Remember the Tobey Maguire movies when that nigga you get bit by the spider, he gets home, he start hallucinating and shit.
Think you about to get some superpowers. You about to die, motherfucker. You about to be dead, man, motherfucker.
Let's go. You turning your air conditioner back on?
No, I mean, it is getting hot as fuck in here. I'm starting to, though. But,
I'm about to start taking my clothes off, bro.
Hey, go ahead. You can't see you,
man. You in the closet, now you taking off your clothes, man? I don't know where this is going, man.
But next topic. We're going to go into something that y'all are more familiar with. Berserk manga will resume. After a 10-month hiatus. It's coming back, I forgot when I think it's like fucking when is it coming back? August, some shit. Like I don't remember, but it's coming back after a 10-month hiatus, and I don't like this is why I hate these long ass running series like that never end. Like Berserk should not still be going on till this day. Like it should have ended a long time ago. I mean, what are y'all thoughts?
No. By the way, just to answer your question, it comes out this month, hopefully.
This month? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not actually up to date with the series, but from what I've read, it's a good manga, man. Like, I'll definitely, when I have the time and feel like sitting down reading some shit, I'll probably read Berserk. Sounds cool. Happy for the fans, definitely. And I don't like the fact that they're taking hiatuses, but I've seen the art, man. Like, I don't think I would not be motivated to do that much work, like, on a weekly or monthly basis. That shit looks like it has so much work
that
has to be
put
into it.
Series, yeah.
I could not do that, but credit to the dude for releasing as many chapters as he has already, man. Because, like, if it was, like, on some Naruto type shit or something like that, like, you should not be spending more than 1 week releasing a chapter. Do you know what I mean? Like, but this shit deserves this month, man. I think so.
I feel like competition is so high over there as far as mangakas and shit that when they finally get a hit series, they don't never want to end that shit. I don't even think it's just like the people that are the company, whoever the people that are telling
yeah. That's the thing, because like at the end of the day, like you can make it sound like your editor wants you to keep making this series and shit, but at the end of the day, if you just feel like dropping the series, you can do that. It's entirely an option. Do you know what I mean? They're not gonna revoke that right from you. But mangaka feel as if they have to. Like, they have this very self-contained story and plan that will last like 50 chapters or some shit. And they're like, oh shit, this is making money. I need to make it 500 chapters.
Oh, yeah.
But what gets on my nerves the most is I don't know if there's a legal reason behind this, but I I don't care about Berserk. Berserk is just not my manga. But
Right.
I don't like it when mangakas go on really long hiatus. And I'm specifically speaking about Tagashi right now. I don't
we
see, I
Yeah.
understand if they're like, I don't want to handle this manga anymore. I'm not passionate about it. But I think they owe it to the fans at that point to for them to have the story continue on as a novel or something, or
right.
bring the story to a close. Have Tagashi write on a bunch of post-it notes like, well, this is what was gonna happen with this is what was gonna happen with that, so on and so forth, so we can at least get closure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
It,
Hunter X Hunter the movie, the end. We could have that shit, man. Let's just end off the series, man.
Yeah, like
I
exactly.
don't.
yeah, like fuck the goddamn manga. Make money off of this movie, man. Like, yeah, I just feel like they're afraid to. The mangakas are afraid to stop writing this shit and drawing
And
shit because they won't. They might not have another hit. And they might
and
be
if
starving and shit. You
if
know what I'm
you
saying?
realize, and what they do, I think, is, I don't know if this is the correct terminology, but they do that. They never know where their manga is gonna go with popularity or anything like that.
Right.
So every arc, they, I feel, release these red herrings, or maybe not red herrings, but they'll purposely leave certain plot points like completely unresolved, just so that if they need to squeeze out another arc later, they can
Yeah.
do it.
They will. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
but it wouldn't make sense
That's a
for
good
them.
point. That's a
It
good
wouldn't
point
make
right
sense
there.
for them to tie up this arc exactly where it's at right now in Hunter x Hunter, for example, because it's, they've got the dark continent, they've got a whole new world to explore. So if it was the end immediately, it just wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, and that's what kind of bothers me, because very rarely do I feel like when a series is over that it's tied up in a nice little bun or some shit like that, or a bow rather.
Instead of
Right.
bun.
Yeah, nigga, I ain't got no fluids in my body right now.
You getting woozy and shit.
I'm
Motherfucker
running.
said a bun,
I'm
dog. Like, come on.
I'm running on willpower and shit, bro.
Yeah, definitely. I just hate it when like you still got Hajime no Ippo. I wanted to read that shit, but like I can't get into something that has a million fucking
You
chapters,
should, man.
dog. Like
That
this
nigga
shit.
fighting Mayweather now.
I know, right?
Takamura
That's my
fighting
thing,
Mayweather.
man. Look. This is my thing, man. Like I've always said it like this. With people when they're trying to catch up to shit, sometimes half the reason you're trying to catch up with shit is because someone else, more than likely, is already up to date with the series, and they're like, "Nigga, you need to catch up, man. One Piece is the best series ever," just for example, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're reading something by yourself, like read at your own pace, man. You have no reason to catch up. You know what I mean? The
True,
manga's
bro.
still gonna be there.
I said this before, and I'll say it again. I hate when niggas is like, "How you going to judge One Piece when you haven't even read a quarter of it?" I'm like,
Oh
nigga,
my god.
that's 200 fucking chapters. They're about to be at 800 chapters.
Oh my, let me just say this, man. People talk about the slow pacing and the fact that just because it has a slow pace, somehow you have to judge like a larger amount of the series to make it like an accurate judgment and stuff like that. But I'm like, that's complete bullshit. Because the reason is, it's the writer's fault that it's slow paced. That's the way he writes. That's not my issue. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I
Yeah.
want to judge 50 chapters of a series after judging 50 chapters of another series, that's totally being fair. And niggas like, no, you need to judge 200 chapters of One Piece because that's when shit happens,
It's
man.
like, why do I have to waste my time reading something that doesn't intrigue me already? Like, I think a good
Yeah.
artist can make a balance between something that can be entertaining over time, but then is also on a week to week
Yeah.
basis something you can
Mhm.
enjoy. Or if
Right.
that's the case, make the shit a monthly thing.
Yeah. Look, by the way, let me just say this. Like, I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me, but like reading One Piece weekly is a painful experience.
Oh yeah.
Let me explain. The reason I say that is like this is coming from like when Philly says this shit. This is him reading and watching the arcs from beginning to end while all of the chapters and episodes are out. Imagine getting a portion of that once a week and having to sit there through an entire arc. That shit is
Then
ridiculously
you
slow.
add the hiatuses that he like the one
Exactly. It's like sometimes some weeks I feel like a nigga blinks in one chapter and then that's it, and then we're waiting next chapter.
And hold up. In One Piece?
Yes.
No, bro. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
See, you don't.
So-
Do you read Bleach?
Oh no, look. I used to read Bleach, but for obvious like reasons, I stopped reading that shit because
Bleach is the worst offender. Bleach,
Oh, my
they
God.
will literally walk about. They spent 3 chapters at the entrance of a place, just
damn.
assessing the situation for 3 whole. They took maybe 10 steps forward. in the entire 3
Oh
weeks.
my god! Do you know what makes me mad about that? That nigga Kubo, he can write fast pace. Like he can speed up his stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? He's rushed over stuff that niggas want to see. Do you know what I mean? But this dude always does it when it's something we don't give a fuck about. He's like, no, do you know what I mean? Like this nigga, I'm like, this is a sword fight, and like niggas are hitting like clashing the swords 5 times each chapter with like 5 words in the entire chapter. Like that nigga has a problem with dialogue. I feel like some chapters he's just like, you know what? I don't want to write anything. Like he just doesn't want to write anything, and he has 5 words of content.
His fights be the same way. It's like, let's clash a few times. Let me use my new power. Let me use my better power.
He's definitely better at fights than Oda is. The Oda, like, Oda's not that good at making fights.
I think this last fight that ended versus Doflamingo was bullshit.
Yeah. But look, let me just say this. Oda is good at drawing fights. He's not good at choreographing them. Do you know what I mean? Like he's not good at like, do you know what I mean? Like setting up the fight and the moves and stuff like that. The fights still look cool. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't look bad. It's just that they don't make much sense. Nigga punched again. Oh, he punched again. Oh,
punch that nigga harder.
Exactly.
This time hit him straight down.
This time we're gonna put a little hockey on there, punch him again. Like that makes a difference now.
But yeah, I think we exhausted this topic. Let's move on to something else. Disney is now airing that Marvel Disc Wars shit.
Oh, I don't care about that shit.
Next.
I mean, let me just go over the show for
Disc Wars.
Marvel Disc Wars, man. People.
Shit.
People.
I thought you said Dick Wars.
They're fans of Avengers, and some anime company had, I forgot. It might be Disney Japan or somebody produced this shit. Some anime company.
I can find out. I don't know.
It's basically Pokemon with Marvel superheroes. This company created some discs, and within these discs are heroes and villains. I think Loki did some shit where it was just for villains. It was just the discs were created to capture villains, but Loki tampered with some shit, so now the discs capture heroes and villains. You got these little kids that have different type of superheroes, and they like throw them out there like, I choose you, and fucking Thor or something comes out. You know, that's what the show's all about. But I think Disney is
bullshit.
Disney is getting this. It's coming to America.
Yeah, so be like, please let me return to Asgard. No, get back in the ball, nigga. I must save my people.
Yo, that's fucked up because like Toei making this shit, man. Like they're making all the money, man. They have like Dragon Ball Super coming out and stuff like it's already out. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
is Toei owned by Disney?
Yeah. Toei's animating it. Like Toei's responsible for Disc Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, but this show looked like ass. I remember seeing this show. Like, I'm not watching this shit.
Well, niggas must love it because it got 51 episodes right now.
People, somebody watching this show. Somebody else coming.
Kids in Japan are watching the fuck out of this, man.
This shit is getting this shit about to get dubbed. It's coming to America. It's got to be on Disney Channel.
God.
Bro. So I mean,
if it would fit. It would fit.
Yeah, it would. But like the whole combining shit, that shit's stupid as fuck.
Oh no, I hate when shows do that, man. Like, we're gonna combine existing characters that everybody knows about. Like, it's not gonna look good. It's always gonna look ugly.
I ain't talking about characters. I'm talking about actual TV shows. Fucking Pokemon.
Right. Okay. That's even worse.
And more Marvel news. You know, this Marvel shit is exploding. You know, and now they put Marvel characters in ESPN's magazine's body issue. So they're going to have naked superheroes along with naked athletes. So, I mean, if you want to see Thor's penis or some shit like that, I mean, this is the magazine to scoop up. ESPN
I'm pretty sure there are people that want to see Thor's penis, man. I'm pretty sure there's lots of it.
It's going to be the hand-drawn Thor. You're not going to see Chris Hemsworth's penis, though.
Just disappointed a lot of people.
So, man, Mo, you gotta wait next year, man.
All right, man.
I don't even think they show, like, the full-on news of athletes anyway, dog, because I'd be in that book every day looking to see news of female athletes.
Wow. I'm sorry, man. I can't do the muscular women, man. I have to stay away from that ballpark, man.
Nah, some of the bitches look fine.
I agree, except for Serena Williams.
You know she's gonna be the main one and shit. You gonna see a picture of her from the back. You're like, is that a dude? And then you gonna see her face side pose.
I'm sorry, man. Like those muscular women.
Did you see Serena Williams' ass?
Oh yeah.
Ain't no way you would see it from the back and say, "Is that a dude?"
No, I'm talking about they're not gonna show her bare ass though. Like, they're gonna show like fucking waist up. He's gonna be all muscular and shit.
Yo, these muscular women be looking like, Mikasa and shit. I'm like, what's the name of that person for Terraformers too? Like she be muscular as fuck.
You know what they should have did? They should have took like female athletes that look like the characters and had them dress up in the costumes and put them in like not exactly in the costumes, but have them naked, but still have them resemble the characters from the comic. That should have been crazy, dog. I wanted to see that. Like have Serena Williams and She-Hulk, dog. That should have been.
Yo. I'll actually watch that.
This would be some bullshit. So essentially, they naked, but they supposed to resemble the characters.
Paint a green, man. Come on.
How you approach? Hey, Maria Sharapova or whatever. We gonna make you into a naked female Thor. But how they gonna know I'm Thor if I ain't got no clothes? Just take this hammer. There you go. You're blind already. That don't make sense to me.
As fuck, man.
That just seemed like a real long way to go to see a naked woman. Like, just take your clothes off. Hold this tennis racket in front of your titties.
Look, man, for all the straight men that want to fuck Thor, I mean, you can see Sarah Pavot, whatever the fuck her name is, as Thor. So, hey. But, I mean, it's going to be hand-drawn anyway, so they really, I think they're trying to showcase the artists of Marvel, really. That's why they're doing this. But that is that for the news. Now let's get on to the meat of SMH podcast. We always talk about the meat.
Woo, she fine in the motherfucker. Oh, no, not yet. I jumped the gun on that.
That's too early. That is the actual meat, but, let's talk about some fake meat, some meat that's been tampered with or whatever.
Okay.
Y'all want to talk about the One Piece chapter briefly before we get into everything else?
Sure. I haven't got too much to say. I liked it. They did that thing where in between arcs they have like the newspaper basically explaining what happened in the previous story arc to everybody outside the island, which is really cool.
And that's what I was waiting for, man.
That is the best moment of this arc. No offense to George Wilson.
I was telling everybody that's the best part of all his arcs, man. The last part of the arc when he told us what's going on in the world.
It's basically everybody that picks up that newspaper dick riding Luffy because like shit, this nigga did that. That nigga's about you as what? I remember the first time they did that shit. Remember when like Shanks picks up the newspaper and he's like, "Oh, Luffy has about you now." Oh shit, some shit like that.
No,
and then like
I love that shit, man.
Yeah, man, that's just dope. You have anything to say about Philly?
No, not a goddamn thing. I like Fujitora.
Fujitora is my favorite admiral now. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He was talking that shit to Akainu, like.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. That nigga humble as fuck too, man.
He's not my daddy, nigga. He was like, I'm motherfucker. And then I love when he said that shit. All the Marines started running, like. Standing with him, they was like, "Fuck this nigga."
Yo. Fujitora is cool.
He was like, I'm blind, but everybody can see that we fucking shit up.
This blind motherfucker done going crazy.
Yo, that nigga when he entered the series and shit was cool as fuck too, man. Like, you know what that nigga was like? "Oh, I go at Luffy, you don't need to protect me." Then he gets the sword and he like a massive crater underneath his feet and shit. Nigga makes like a meteor. Fucking hell, man, that's crazy though.
I'm telling you, man, dog, Fujitora is OP. He wasn't even taking Sabo serious. They were like, he was like light fighting that motherfucker.
My thing is Akainu is. Either Fujitora just got some big ass balls, or maybe he's not necessarily that much weaker than Akainu.
Yeah, he's strong as shit, man. He not.
Is he about the same age as Akainu?
I don't know. I think Fujitora might be older, man.
You know what? That's entirely possible. I believe it. I feel like that nigga, he's not showing his full power. And if we did see that shit, I feel like he'd take off that scarf or some shit. That nigga go serious mode or some shit.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Back when Sengoku was in Akainu's position, he wasn't that stronger than the admirals. So I mean, the admirals are not that far away from the head person of the Navy.
But my question then is like, if Fujitora was really that strong, why didn't he just defeat Doflamingo? Doflamingo was clearly like showing that he didn't give a fuck about the Marines or anything.
I think Doflamingo was protected by the
Shichibukai. Yeah, not just that. Like he was also like had the position of being a Shichibukai. But
the Navy don't give a fuck about them really. I think
but he was about to kill Fujitora and all of his people.
No, that's true. That is true.
I mean, you would think like he went up to the birdcage and tried to push that shit with everybody else, but
That's true.
why
But like,
why do that if he just could go and destroy Doflamingo
I mean,
himself?
what they do in One Piece is each like admiral has their own brand of justice. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and like the thing with Fujitora was, I feel like he saw it was more important to save the people of Dressrosa than to just get his nose into the fight that Luffy's already taken care of. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he already knew that Luffy could take care of that situation. His responsibility lied in the people.
I mean, see,
You know what
I don't like I don't like the way the chapter ended. I don't really know what the fuck Fujitora is think. Like, what side is he on? I think his brand of justice is the same as Akaino's. I mean, it might be. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I think, look, people were saying something about it being blind justice, and I can kind of see that because like it's literal as well. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, he'll just blindly do what is right. Like, if he thinks something like what he's doing is right, he'll do it. If he thinks what he's doing is good, he'll do it. It doesn't need to be for any ulterior motive or any type of side. He'll just do it if he thinks it's good, and I can see that. Like, he does
man.
this.
He looked dirty as fuck at the end of the chapter, dog. I was like,
I don't know. I think he's gonna try to go after Luffy and Law.
Yeah, he should.
Oh, that's his job.
That
That is his job. I don't know, man.
That's the easiest job in the world for him, man. Like, they just wasted all their energy fighting Doflamingo, which I don't think they should have wasted that much energy fighting him in anyway. Like, but they did, and I mean, he could just go in there and kill their ass.
Here's what I never understood. Why is it that Luffy wants to do these fights one-on-one all the time?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's. You know what? It's one of those things where it's like the writer does some shit just because he wants to do it. It's like, I do not need to explain this to you. The main character is gonna fight this nigga by himself. He doesn't need any help.
Yeah, when clearly if him and Law, I mean, obviously they made it kind of convenient so that Law couldn't really interfere. But like if Zoro helped him, if they just teamed up on Doflamingo, they could probably destroy him.
Nobody wanted to see that though. Like, people are trying to figure out how strong Luffy is.
Fuck that! I want to see them jump a nigga. There is no fucking way that anybody is going to tell me that Luffy is going to defeat Kaido one-on-one.
Look, Shanks about to get jumped.
Oh no, yeah, he's gonna fight with Law, isn't he?
They about to jump Shanks, dog. So I mean, we're gonna see that pretty soon.
That when I saw that, you know what I did? I laughed. I just laughed at it. I'm like, you niggas are gonna get fucked up.
Nah, see, people he had this misconception that Shanks is OP as fuck. I don't think Shanks is that strong anymore.
Oh no, I think Shanks is that nigga, man. I'm sorry. I know Blackbeard is gonna dethrone him. His position is like the strongest type of Yonko or whatever. But Shanks is the shit, man. I'm sorry.
What's up with Aokiji joining Blackbeard?
Oh wait, what? You say join Blackbeard?
Yeah, they said he might be with. I mean, Blackbeard wasn't. I never found Blackbeard to be like completely evil. There was something to him that he was fighting for something. He has his own.
I agree with that. I think he was cool as fuck when he was first introduced. He didn't even seem like a bad guy the first time we saw him. Remember that?
Yeah, like he was eating fucking cherry pie or some shit and was talking about
how good it was or some shit.
Yeah, like him and Luffy had an eating competition. Remember?
Yeah, but I think the most important part of that first meetup was that was during that period where Luffy and Zoro had went into that bar, and you had Bellamy and his gang throwing shit at Luffy, and they didn't fight him because they were too weak. And I like that whole scene. I think Blackbeard said something to Luffy. I forgot what he said to him, but that scene right there kind of made me feel differently about Blackbeard. Like, when he was first introduced, I thought he was gonna be like a friend instead of a foe.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he's far more of a complex character than people give him credit for, because like on the outside he looks like a simple ass dude. You know what I mean? Like he appears a lot like, oh, I'm just this also, and I don't know, maybe. But I feel like he's far more of a complicated character.
But there's no way that they're gonna be able to team up now, with them being responsible for what happened to.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. They can't do that. But I feel as if Luffy's gonna have some type of mutual respect. Like, you don't have to be an ally with someone to kind of respect that power.
Them niggas is not remorseful either. Like, cause you remember when fucking the wrestling niggas Burgess said to Sapo, he was like,
oh yeah,
he was like, you know what your brother said when he died, or some shit he said.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit. Oh yeah. Like, I was like, nigga, stop that.
I think Burgess just might be an asshole. I think that's an
Burgess.
individual.
No, but Burgess is an arsehole, man. He's every meathead on the American football team ever. You know what I mean? Like he is every arsehole ever. Like that nigga. I don't know, man. But like, let me just establish something. Why is Sabo so good with that devil fruit already? Like that nigga.
Nigga had that shit for an hour and a half.
First of all, I have another question. You see that pole he has? How come he can set that shit on fire? Like, what's going on? Like, does that not melt? What's it made of? Like,
I thought it was out of metal.
Like,
That motherfucker is just good, man. Sapo, that
I have no idea what this nigga's doing. This nigga's doing stuff. Yeah. Did he, like, I remember he did something like, he did like a substitution type jutsu with a flame or something. I remember something cut him and there was like a shape of Sabo, like out of fire and shit. And then it goes somewhere.
This motherfucker has already awakened his flame powers.
Before Luffy did.
What is this, man? That nigga's strong as fuck.
Yeah, Sabo is OP as shit. He easily whooped Jesus Burger's ass.
This nigga was like Dragon's Claw, and I'm like, oh shit. This nigga was
I'm pretty sure he could have whooped his ass without the flame fruit.
Oh, he could have. He could have.
I mean, so.
He just wanted the little finesse, you know what I mean? Like he went to style on Burgers, man. Like
but the most interesting thing about the chapter is that the Gorosei are not really in charge of shit. They just the puppets.
All right.
Like the equivalent of the president in the real world and shit.
Right.
That shit was interesting, you know. I mean, he always figures out he always finds some type of way to give you these little nuggets and shit, man. I'm interested to see who's actually in charge, like the people.
Yeah, I feel like it isn't as obvious. Like I don't know, man. There's these self-acclaimed like One Piece geniuses and stuff, and they're like, "No, this is gonna happen. That's." I'm like, "Shut up, dude. You don't know what's gonna happen because like the world is always changing. You know what I mean? Like what you think is true."
And Oda is constantly pulling shit out his ass. Sometimes.
Exactly. Look, Law being a D. Like, what is that, man? That came out of nowhere. But I love that, by the way. I'm just gonna put that out there. I like the fact that Law has got the will of D, but that came out of nowhere. You know that did.
Yeah, that's it.
Came out absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe One Piece will shine this time. Like, it won't be fucking up. Like, I'm mad as hell that all this competition is falling into shit. You know, Naruto is gone, and One Piece still ain't doing shit. It took this long for it to have a solid chapter.
Yeah, I feel like this arc would be a lot better if you could just watch it beginning to end. You know what I mean? Like, reading it weekly was painful. That is honestly, it was painful. You understand? Like, I usually read One Piece weekly consistently, but for this arc, what happened was I took like 5, 6, 7 breaks and then read like 5 chapters in a row because I wasn't reading that shit for 5 weeks.
Yeah, you can't, man. Like, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna read the shit in a row. Now I'm just gonna let this shit build up and.
It's a lot better that way. Like I remember I read 7 chapters in a row. That shit was beautiful, man. Like just reading it that way is a continuous story. You can see the progression, but you can't see anything if it's like one chapter. Like I said, it's like a nigga blinks every chapter and shit.
All right, let's move past that. And before we get into the next shit, talking about the anime, let's play this. No, we're gonna say that for another time. Fuck it, because I think it's getting. I'm not. This nigga Philly about to die under that blanket, dog. Let's move on to the. Let's move on to the actual.
Woo! She fine in the motherfucker.
Nah, nigga.
Damn, man.
Let's move on to the show. We watched a couple of shows this week, and this is gonna be an extremely long ass next.
Goddamn, we at 80 minutes, nigga. How long this shit gonna be?
We watched several shows. We watched a lot of shit.
How long the damn shit gonna be, bro?
But let's talk about DBZ Super first, man.
I can't see.
Dragon Ball, you can't see.
The DBS, man.
Douse some water on your face, man. You know, douse some water on your face, dog. I mean, you'll be all right.
I'm good. Dragon Ball Super, man. This shit seems really, really. This is like Full Metal Panic Fumofu, man. This is the sides. It ain't doing shit serious in this series so far, and I can't see them. It looks like the first episode they were showing Goku's family. Next episode they're gonna highlight Vegeta's family. I'm sure Piccolo might get his own episode at some point. I think it's just ultimately right now. Maybe they're trying to establish the characters' personalities for a new generation.
Yeah,
and get you to like them and kind of just make you laugh and shit. And maybe you learn a little something in the meantime.
For those who don't know what the hell happened in this episode, it's basically Goten and Trunks go shopping for Dell and Gohan, get them a wedding gift or some shit. And these motherfuckers go to this dirty ass hot springs full of old people, and they get some water from it, and she splashes ass water in her face.
No, nigga, did you watch? No, they didn't. They try to go to a hot spring, but then they see a bunch of old naked niggas like just dirtying up the water.
I thought that was a hot spring, dog.
No, but then they fly further. They're like, no, we shouldn't get water from here because it's nasty.
Oh,
and then they see what they think is a hot spring, but it's really just a fucking lake. And which I mean, it's not hot. Like some dumbass kids.
They ain't get that dirty ass water from.
No, they ain't get the dirty. They just flew, they flew a little bit farther, and they got it from a straight up lake.
Oh, okay.
And they went to the lake and got attacked by that snake, and they fucked it up.
They had to throw a little action in there with that cheesy ass fight scene with the
that snake got that work, man.
Oh, yeah, that snake did get that work. And yeah, I must admit the animation. I was shitting on the animation. Maybe it was that trailer that looked like ass, but the animation is actually some great animation, dog.
It looked good. Like, do you know what the best part about this shit was? No CG. Fuck that CG, man. I hate that shit.
The animation was good. Like the characters look simple and plain, but that's DBZ art style or whatever the fuck.
That shit made me mad.
They got them shitty ass characters looking like that. But I mean the backgrounds was beautiful, man. That shit was all this texture and shit. Like that shit looked gorgeous. I give you that. The animation was good.
What had me kind of like, I was like, what the fuck, was when Beals destroyed half of that planet. Like nigga just tapped the table and
destroyed it. He said something like I didn't like the taste of it, like it was a little too much salt or it was too greasy or some shit like that. And then nigga just taps some shit and then it destroys exactly half the planet.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is he doing? Like he just killed a whole lot of things, like people or whatever.
Good.
But then I'm like, he's the god of destruction. Like he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's destroying shit.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I didn't like the tone of the show. It seemed like because the music they were playing was like on some slice of life shit.
Oh, I like the music though. Look, let me go.
This is a slice of life. This is as slice of life as it gets in the Dragon Ball series.
A day in the life of Dragon Ball Z, man, or some shit like that. That's what they're trying to do.
Shit opens up with Goku. The nigga was farming or some shit.
Oh, by the way, that nigga is the worst. Like we've established it. Like Goku is not a very good father. But this nigga, first conversation he has with his son in the series is, "Hey, aren't you supposed to be at school?" "No, Dad, it's Sunday." "Okay, get on the tractor, kid."
Yeah, he's like, I gotta train.
And he becomes a bigger deadbeat dad when he gets all that money and takes it like.
Oh yeah. Yo, that was the worst thing ever. Like,
he doesn't waste a second. He doesn't step out the room. That nigga just puts 2 fingers to his forehead.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All right, peace.
Yo, and his son just looking at him, smiling. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's nice, Dad. Bye." He doesn't realize he's gonna be gone like forever.
Fuck you, kid, and your mother.
Chi-Chi dumbass, like, okay, just come back every now and then.
I mean, put that much money on the fucking table. He's like, fuck go. He don't do shit anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
why Gohan so fucking broke, man?
I don't know.
Because he in school, man. Like those student funds, man. Like,
but this nigga should be a genius. He been training ever since he was a little kid.
Oh no, I think like this is right. Like I feel it's like what? How is it? Months or years after like the Majin Buu saga? Like this shit isn't like at like the last episode of DBZ or anything like that. Like this shit is like a few months, if not a year after the Majin Buu.
I was under the impression that Gohan was a prodigy.
He's a genius.
I thought he was
very
a
smart. He is very smart.
Never a prodigy at anything. He fails at every fucking thing.
Like I don't understand why he just doesn't join martial arts tournaments and just make money off that.
I know, right? Do you know what the biggest like piece of fans? Like, I'm gonna use it in a sense we're not used to, but like, this is the biggest piece of fan service for this series was when you're watching the opening and you see that nigga like Gohan take off his glasses and start fighting. All the Gohan fanboys will probably just like, "Oh, Gohan about to be back. He's stronger than Goku now." Like, fucking hell.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this nigga, besides Beals and Wiz, Gohan is the strongest nigga in the universe.
Yo, Mr. Gohan, that was the coolest shit ever.
Man, Gohan ain't strong.
Yes, he is. He's stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The only thing he's not as strong as is Super Saiyan God.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, that doesn't really count if you think about it, because that requires the power of Gohan himself. So he basically transferred his power to his dad.
Base Gohan is far stronger than base Goku.
I want to rephrase that, because Gohan that's in a fully trained condition is stronger than like Goku fully trained. Actually, to be fair, like Goku's state has been getting taken away, man. Remember in Battle of Gods, actually, at one point Vegeta was stronger than Goku before he got that transformation, man. That my Bulma, something like that.
He punched the shit out of Bills.
See, man, I don't know what the fuck. I always thought that Goku like passed Gohan in strength.
Casually he's stronger than Gohan, but Gohan is like that's like it's like a prime thing. You know what I mean? Was Muhammad Ali stronger than or better than Mayweather? Some might argue, but currently, right now, Mayweather could fuck up Muhammad Ali because he got Parkinson's and all that shit.
And it's easy to say Goku would easily fuck up his son right now, but that's only because the nigga ain't been training and he going to school, man.
Like if Gohan said fuck this shit and went back to actually training, he'd be the strongest nigga in the universe.
Did y'all see jealous ass Piccolo on top of the
I don't think it was jealous. I saw him on that building.
I think he was just he was mad because he was like, this nigga, he's so powerful. Like, because Piccolo's his teacher. He was just like, he's not practicing. Like he's so damn strong and he had all this potential. I damn near gave up my life to save this nigga. Now all he does is just read books and shit.
That's true. Like, I was watching it and I'm like, this nigga Piccolo had me dying because it's like, this dude just went onto that building. He was like, look at this bitch I just trained, man. This nigga about to go to a bakery.
Like, in a way, really, that's his son.
Yeah, it is. More of a father than Goku.
All I'm gonna say is the fact that Piccolo was the one watching over his son while he was going through this shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's enough said already. Like, the nigga is legit his guardian. I think he's more of an older brother, but he is his father.
Fucking Piccolo should walk Gohan down the aisle for this wedding, man. Goku shouldn't even be there. I guarantee you, Goku gonna show up late.
Goku might not even show up at all. He gonna come up show up years later and shit.
You know what's gonna happen? You know that scene where Goku sees Goten for the first time? They're gonna do that same shit, except it's like Gohan and Videl and Videl, and then you just see like Pan run up to him and shit.
My question is this: is Super before the Battle of Gods?
Yes it is. Yes it is as far as that. But I feel like by the end of the series, it's gonna pass Battle of Gods. I believe.
Wait. This is before Battle of the Gods?
Because I think so. Because the way it was done is Beerus is like in the same place he was. Actually, maybe because this would have to be after Battle of the Gods because Bills was. I hope it is.
He woke up. He woke up in Battle of the Gods.
All right. Okay. I hope it's after that because I'm confused as far as the timeline goes.
He had been sleeping for like hundreds of years up until that point. So, and then he woke up. So this has to be after Battle of the Gods, which means Gohan was hitting that shit before they got married, man.
Yeah, he probably was, man. Saying pride.
She pregnant already, man. That nigga worked quick. Already? Yeah, because in Battle of the Gods, she was pregnant with Videl. Or not Videl, Pan.
She's pregnant with herself. That's crazy. By the way, like,
go ahead. I'm kind of. I mean, it was a slow start, but I feel like it ain't gonna be completely a slice life. They're gonna pick up. There's gonna be some shit going on. Like,
I'm gonna say something quickly, just the last thing. Dragon Ball Super. When I watched it, I thought a lot of niggas wouldn't like it, and I really liked it. The reason I say that is because I rewatched Dragon Ball before I watched this shit, and I realized that I'm not the same type of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball fan that I was before. It's like, most people watch it for the action and stuff, and I realized I just genuinely like the characters in the series. And to see, like, the interactions after all this time, that was just cool. Like, I like seeing these characters do what they do, like, with fresh content and stuff like that. That was the cool part about it for me.
I'm kind of, I'm looking at it from a perspective that I didn't completely watch the other series. So everything is still fresh to me. I wasn't oversaturated with all this DBZ shit because I didn't watch it from episode to episode. I skimmed some things, and I missed a bunch of arcs in DBZ. So I mean, I'm gonna go in looking at this as like a brand new show I've never seen before, that I know a little bit about. So I mean,
maybe you'll begin to love it.
Shit, nah, man.
I don't know, man. Like, it's really hard not to like these characters, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're really likable characters. I think you'll like the series.
You know who I like already? I fuck with Hercule already, though.
Oh, that nigga hard Q.
Yeah,
Shit was
bitch.
funny, man.
Fat Boo was like,
man.
I'm hungry.
It was funny, man.
That nigga Martin Boo was like, make me a sandwich, bitch.
Yeah, punked the shit out of Hercule. That nigga was sweating. Hercule was trying to fight back. Like, go in the other room. And that nigga was sweating like a motherfucker.
Food now.
Nigga was giving him a back massage and shit.
Yo, I don't know how Martin Boo isn't dead yet, man. He talks too much shit. Remember when he did the Beerus and Battle of Gods, man? Like that pudding shit. Like, nigga, man, you're gonna die one day doing that.
Yeah, Fat Boo funny as shit, man.
Yo, Martin Boo gonna die and he comes back as a fat black man or some shit.
Yo.
I'll see that. I want to see that shit.
Gangster,
yeah. Gangster.
Right,
I mean, Gangster is a show about
ain't
two dudes.
Gangster party.
It's about two dudes that take jobs from various.
It's about two of
people.
America's most wanted at the same motherfucking place,
Same
the same motherfucking time.
Thank you very much, Japan, for finally giving us a series with like English names that I can remember.
Nah, I mean, that's kind of weird because I don't think any of these motherfuckers is from English.
I like that, man. Like, I don't want no Ichiaki Suzuka or some shit like that, man. I want a name. This nigga's name is Nicholas,
Like,
and he's a real nigga.
Samurai nigga named the samurai dude named Warwick, I think.
Yeah.
Well, his name's Warwick. That's a
Like,
cool name.
It's like
that ain't
Warwick
cool.
Arcangelo or some shit like that.
That shit don't make
I'm
no
sorry,
goddamn
man.
sense. Why
Look,
name
look.
Warwick?
You ain't never met
I
a nigga named Warwick before?
Not no
Yeah,
Asian
yeah,
nigga.
man.
He ain't Asian.
I would-
Do he look Asian to you, nigga?
He got a fucking
No.
samurai sword.
Nigga's got white hair, nigga. He
No,
got
that's
white-
I thought that was Nick.
That's Nicholas. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about Nicholas. Though. I mean, still, that don't sound like no Asian fucking.
Maybe
name.
he half Asian.
Ain't no motherfucking half
Maybe
Asian.
maybe that's not his real name.
Nah, man. I mean, it could be. He could have a fake name.
I want to speak on this shit first.
All right, go ahead, bitch.
Huh.
Go ahead.
First off, from Philly boy to the creators of Gangster, I give you a round of applause for having the balls to have a deaf character. Like, I just think that's something I've never seen before in an anime, and they handled that shit really, really with respect. Because at first, it's so cool how they do it. You think that he's just another brooding, silent figure, not unlike another Mafia series by the name of Gungrave, with a main character isn't deaf, isn't mute, isn't blind, isn't none of that shit. He's just quiet. Whereas this guy, you find out halfway through the episode, spoiler, that, he's deaf. And that's why he doesn't speak very much. And while he doesn't seem to give a fuck about a lot of the shit that, like at the beginning, he doesn't answer the phone that's ringing on the desk. And you don't know why. You think is he zoning out? And then you realize he has no idea that the phone's ringing.
This motherfucker can't hear.
But that tone that they have, what's it called, with the music and stuff, makes every scene really cool. Even though he's deaf, you know what I mean? Go ahead. You have another point.
And then he goes out of what I like though is even though he is deaf, I was in my head I was like, well, deaf people can still speak. It's just that it sounds weird because they can't hear themselves. And lo and behold, at the end of the first episode, he speaks. And it's only I like how they do that. Like, he doesn't say much, but when he does, just the fact that he's deaf, and you can clearly tell just because his speech is different. It's it's messed up.
Am I a bad person if I laughed at the fact that they had to have Japanese subtitles for the Japanese people to be understand? We have to understand what he was saying.
You are sort of a bad person, but it's
I'm sorry.
That adds such a fucking emphasis to the stuff that he says in such a subtle way that that shit is just so cool to me, man.
That motherfucker talks louder than normal because he can't hear himself
and
speak.
then on top of that, I don't know if that's American Sign Language or if that's I know there's sign language is universal, but I think there's different types of it. But I think that's cool that people who may be watching the show that can understand sign language, they kind of catch a little bit more than we do, and I think that's
this show is kind of bold in that they were showing this the whore, she getting fucked in the alley.
Of course you would give a fuck about that, right? Of course that'd be the shit that you care about.
Before you go to that, I just want to say Nicholas is easily my favorite character. That nigga is cool as fuck. That nigga is cool as fuck.
Nicholas is cool, man. But,
I like Warwick a little bit
oh
more.
yeah, Warwick going to fuck in,
'Cause
slicing
Warwick
people
cool,
and
man.
shit.
you could tell like I get Nick is supposed to be the main character and the focus, but
Wait. I get them confused. Like Warwick is the white dude, right?
yeah.
The fucking all right.
But you could tell Warwick has like there's a story behind Warwick. The two motherfuckers like this just don't come together like and
Yeah, exactly.
like he's but the fact that he's able to do some of the same gruesome things that like he's able to shoot people in cold blood. He's got a story.
Yeah.
You know
The
what I mean?
fact that you can do something like that 1 minute and be laughing the next minute, that's something. You know what I mean? Like,
It kind of got me mad because I didn't realize that the dude was deaf. I thought it was like it's just this fucking white dude is the main character and this Asian dude is just like henchman. I didn't like that shit. I didn't like the whole dynamic of that. But then when I realized he was deaf, it makes sense that he would speak for him because this motherfucker is deaf. So I mean, everything made sense in the end. But go ahead, Mo.
did you guys watch episode 2? I'm assuming
Yeah.
you did.
No, I didn't watch episode 2.
I did.
All right. Do you mind if I say something?
No, go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
All right. Yo, remember that doctor goes to fucking too. Remember he was like, you touch my hospital, you're gonna get fucked up, and then it injects him with some shit that kills him. I think it was.
Yeah.
In his neck. That was cool. That was cool. That moment was
that
cool.
doctor's kind of he's a funny character, but one thing I like about the series is that it's gonna get nasty, like it's gonna get gruesome.
yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
this is the type of series with the guts to not cut away or to shy away when some shit happens. I mean, like they won't show a dude getting his brains blown out, but like they might. I feel like I'm fairly confident that they'll show like a rape or or like a really.
They show the chick getting fucked in the alley.
You know what's even
that kind
fucked
of
up
pissed
in
me
that?
off. The whole I'm like I get it. She's a prostitute. In one episode, she gets smacked around by a pimp. 5 minutes later, she's sucking dick in an alleyway. And then 5 minutes after that, she getting her back blown out by some nigga.
She trying to make that bread, man. Stop.
But I'm saying,
She's working hard as fuck, man.
in my head, I'm just like, I get it. She's a fucking prostitute. Why do you gotta keep showing me?
Yo, you know what's crazy about that? I read some of the manga, right? Like I think it was like 3 chapters or 2 chapters or some shit like that. It's actually more censored in the manga than it is in the anime. Weirdly enough,
More what?
like
Censored?
yeah, it's like there's less. You see less of the sex in the manga than you do in the anime. Like that whole scene where they had that view from the back with her pants like down and shit. You know what I mean? Like they had that shit, panties down. Yeah, that shit was not in the manga, by the way. Just put it out there. It's just a scene. It's a scene.
Boldness.
They're adding fan service to the shit or whatever. And then what pissed me off is she fine as hell, but it seemed like don't nobody want to fuck her.
That made me mad as hell. Like this bitch is a 10.
Yeah, and in the second
she is a
episode,
10.
in the second episode that you didn't see, she distracts these mob guys by just playing a prostitute. She's like, "Hey, come on, I'm trying to make some money here," and the guys are like, "You fucking slut, get away from me." I'm like, "What?"
I mean, it's understandable that nobody wants to fuck her because she's been sucking. She's been putting in work. Let's just say that.
Like she must be known around the area, man. I'm pretty sure every single one of them niggas in the gang has been with her at least once. She knows their names and shit.
That shit was funny. Like, oh, this bitch bite. And she comes out with blood on her mouth.
Oh yeah. That
shit was funny. I kind of hope that they don't. No, that wasn't. She didn't bite his dick off.
No, I'm saying I thought.
Yeah, I thought that too. Like, but then I was like, no, she just got the shit smacked out of her. But I hope that a romance doesn't form, between any of the characters.
Man, you know what's gonna happen.
I want that to be something for Nicholas and her. But anyway, that's just me. That's just me.
I think that way because think about shows where it's 3 characters. I think it's more. It allows each character to kind of grow and have their own sense of individuality when there isn't a love triangle in a way. Think Samurai Champloo or Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say Cowboy Bebop. Yeah.
They actually had to physically remove Sasuke from the equation to make that shit work. But
it's like I get it that she was kind of the damsel in distress in the first episode, but I hope that stops being the case.
See, I don't think Warwick likes her like that. I think it's just
I don't
Nicholas.
think so.
So I mean,
I feel like she gonna launch kick ass at one point, man. Like, she gonna fuck up some niggas. Like, they're gonna go to the person that, like, the pimp worked for or some shit. She gonna fuck him up. I think
he already died.
Yeah, he died.
No. But the person that works, like the pimp, like who he probably works for a gang or some shit like that. I don't know. They're gonna do something.
That pimp got shot dead. The one that was smacking off in the alleyway.
No, she works just for that singular pimp. He works for himself? Or like, is there no one above him
he was kind of like a ringleader in that area, and he hired her.
Oh, like, right. So he's just a local. Okay.
Yeah, she was part of his gang, and then that guy got killed. So she doesn't belong to anybody.
I don't want her. I don't want her to get any fucking martial arts skills. I want her to stay like this. It's more realistic this way.
But
you want it to be a side.
There's no way that she can continue on this story without being a damsel in distress if she doesn't have some ability to defend herself.
I mean, she gonna have maybe some gun practice, but I don't want her to be fighting and shit.
I just don't want to. I don't want to be like, okay, 3 episodes from now, oh no, she's kidnapped. Oh no, she's raped.
Oh my god!
Flashback to when she was a prostitute. Like, what the fuck?
Look, let me just say this. I'd rather have her be able to fight back than constantly go into the line of fire and shake her ass so somebody would give her some attention.
Exactly.
She could be a distraction or some shit. I'd rather have her be something. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's more real. It was more realistic that way to have her do those type of things. But I don't want her to get kidnapped every other fucking.
Look, no one said she has to be as strong as like Warwick or Nicholas. She just needs to be able to take care of herself. Do you know what I mean? Like, she needs to be able to take out a couple of niggas that are trying to attack her. Yeah. I ain't gonna say she's gonna be as powerful as the other two or anything like that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like I feel like that needs to be. I mean, we need the character to like. She plays the crowd. I guess the audience is watching the film. It's like she's like Usopp.
Oh yeah, she's ride along character. Yeah, she's the ride along character.
So I mean, I think it's good the way it is. But what would you give this as far as the ranking go?
I would give it a solid.
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8 or 9, just because it's at the point right now where it has the potential to, depending on which direction they want to go with the story, it could go really far. Matter of fact, I'll give it a solid 9. I'll give it that extra point because they have a type of character that I haven't seen. Like, they had the balls to make the main character a deaf guy. Like,
yeah, and I give it an 8.
That just adds a different dynamic to it, which I think is awesome.
Definitely. Yeah. I like the fact that they have that character too,
man. Do y'all feel it's gonna be on the level of Gungrave and those other shows, Black Lagoon and shit? Do you think it's up in that upper echelon of anime?
I think it definitely has the potential, and I'll say that I liked this first episode as much as I liked the first episode of Gungrave. No, matter of fact, the first real episode of Gungrave. Niggas who watch Gungrave will understand what I'm saying.
What I'd say is this series definitely strikes me if as something. If it stays consistent, it will definitely be one of those anime that people will go back to. You know what I mean? Like, people will kind of mention gangster in anime conversations at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna be something that's gonna be like a No Game No Life or some shit where everybody's dick riding the shit out of it.
I think it might
I feel
be.
like this is gonna be. I hope it isn't. I hope the hell it isn't.
You know, people gonna dick ride the fuck out of this show.
But I think it may be a gateway anime for people who are not really into traditional anime. Something you can show somebody.
Yeah. You know,
It's like it's got titties and guns and like, you know.
Yeah. Oh, it's like it strikes me like something really similar to Black Lagoon. I think I said that when I watched the episode. Like,
it might be better than Black Lagoon if it continues around this.
If it continues, it could be. I'm entirely open to that. But I love Black Lagoon, so who knows?
Let's move on to the next show. I don't think you've seen this one, Philly, but let's talk about Prison School.
All right,
Prison School. I mean, it opened up good. Basically, these group of guys go to an all-girls school. It's a former all-girls school because the school is now taking in male students or whatever. And these perverted dudes just go there just so they can be amongst a bunch of women. They have better chances of getting women. Because, I mean, you know these dudes are a bunch of perverts when you first see them because they talking about fucking women and I touched one and I smelled one and I want to, like, the shit is funny as fuck.
Why did you do that to me? I wanted to lick her boot.
yeah. Like, these dudes are desperate as fuck for some pussy, dog. So, I mean, it makes sense for them to go to this all-girls school.
These niggas are smart as fuck. Do you remember they FaceTimed each other? They had, like, the charging cable. That was smart as fuck, but they had to fuck up, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, the whole... this episode was about them first getting locked into the prison or whatever. And I mean, I already told you about how desperate they are to get pussy or whatever. But I mean, one of the characters, I think his name is Kiyoshi. He finally talks to a girl because they've been going to the school for, I think, maybe several months. None of them dudes talk to any of those chicks there. They just are at their own table in the cafeteria, just sitting by themselves.
It's not even just because it's not because that one factor is the fact that they're they've never talked to a girl and they can't do it. But the second thing is the school has a rule about male and female communication. Do you know what I mean? They not women and men can't talk to each other.
The
in
underground
school for some
student,
reason.
I think it's from the underground student council or whatever. Fucking They made up the rule or some shit. But Kiyoshi, he accidentally, by some type of luck, he talks to this one chick, and I think what's her name? Chio.
Yeah, it was Chio. Chio. Yeah, it was Chio.
He drops his sumo wrestler or racer or some shit, and she sees it she says sumo wrestler or some shit. And,
you know for a fact that nigga didn't know anything about sumo wrestling. He's like, I'm the biggest fan of sumo wrestling ever. Will it get me pussy? Yes, it will.
He probably didn't, because they showed them having a conversation, but he probably didn't say nothing but nod his head and shit
Yeah, that's my favorite sumo wrestler.
But he did mention that his mother gave him. Well, he might be in sumo wrestling, but he did mention that his mother gave him that race or whatever. Yeah. And he gets to talk to this chick, and then the next scene over, after he talked to this chick, and things are looking up for him, but then his friends, they not getting no play, so they like, fuck it, we gotta see these chicks naked. Let's go to the bathhouse and spy on them. So they get into these guns suits or whatever the fuck. I don't know where they get the suits from. They planned to fucking spy on these chicks a long time ago, but they get in these all black suits on, and they're on top of the roof, and they put they attach a cell phone to a string or whatever to peek in on the girls, but no girls are there. And the main dude, he drops a cell phone in the locker room, and he has to go down there and gets it. And the chick that he talked to, Chio, she comes into the locker room, and he's right there.
Yeah.
But the bitch is nearsighted.
Yeah, she forgot her contact lens.
she can't see him or whatever.
Yeah, and she's thinking it's her best friend, just there, crouching on the floor for some reason. What the fuck is this, man? You can't be that blind.
Yeah, I guess it was, and she takes this motherfucker in the shower with her. I guess it was so foggy that nobody notices a dude in the fucking shower.
Yeah.
And these four dumbasses on the roof get caught.
Yeah. It was funny as fuck, because, what happens is, I think, an alarm goes off when they catch the other guys.
Yeah.
And all the girls run out, and the door is on the opposite side, so they never actually see the guy's face. And that nigga just runs out the window or some shit.
Yeah, he eases out, and eventually he gets caught, and then they go to this whole prison school shit. I mean, the show was fucking hilarious, man. This shit had me dying, dog. So
I got to say fuck to a gun.
It's funny how desperate they are. They actually enjoy getting tortured because they haven't never been this close to women before, so they enjoy getting tortured and shit by these girls.
that karate bitch, man. As well. I like how the anime did that.
You talking about the one with the blonde hair and shit?
Yeah. She kicked she said, why does it have free leaves? She kicked the fuck out of it.
They trying to be nice to her and
yeah. And she was singing a song and she was so nice and stuff, talking about singing a song about 4-leaf clovers. She comes out with the karate kicks and shit.
Yeah, but the animation is great, dog.
Oh yeah. By the way, I think it's worth noting that the niggas are animating this shit. They stepping up their game, man. They're the same people that animate Soma. That shit looks beautiful. You know what I mean? The stuff consistently looks good.
That's some beautiful ass animation, dog. And you kind of fear for the dudes. But you don't in a way because they enjoying the shit. Everybody but Kiyoshi and shit. And this girl Chio that he was talking to. She's the kind-hearted character in the show, and in certain periods of the show, he just stumbles across. They happen to meet up or whatever the fuck, and she doesn't think that he's as perverted as the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Apparently, her mother said something about, "Hey, if he likes sumo wrestling, he can't be a bad person.
Which is
And like
stupid.
that nigga lucky as fuck, by the way. She just happens to catch him the one moment he chooses to save a bird.
Yeah.
He just happens to be
saving the bird. And shit.
Yeah,
He's a saint, even though he tried to leave.
he is. He's a thirsty saint. Like let's put that
He's a
out there.
thirsty saint.
He's
Yeah.
saint. That's exactly what he is.
I mean, he is like. I mean, he is the least perverted out of everybody in the group. But that's not saying much because he's ultra perverted too.
You know what the fucked up thing is? If that guy was not friends with those people, he'd be getting consistent pussy. And he would.
He would.
Yeah,
He's a hot guy with a bunch of rejects and shit.
Exactly. He's that nigga that has the wrong type of friends.
Yeah, and he has confidence and everything. Like he tried to save his friend, the nigga with the fucked up ass face.
Yeah, that nigga look like an elephant, man. I'm sorry.
Small face and shit.
Yeah.
The chick Miko was fucking with him, and she's the head chick that's abusing him, but she was fucking with the dude, and she spit in the dude's face, and this motherfucker starts licking the spit off his face.
Yeah, you could tell he's the most normal too, because like everyone's like, oh, I wanted to lick her toes, and like, the nigga's like, that's disgusting. I want to do that. And I'm like, this nigga's.
Then she says like, lick my boot, and Kiyoshi thinking like, I'm not having my friend lick this bitch's boot. Man,
exactly.
Nasty. And he tries to save him. And then later on, when they back in the cafeteria, they back chilling and eating and whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody is mad at him. And he was like, why y'all mad at me? And this nigga is mad at him because he didn't get the chance to lick the chick's boot. Like, because he wanted to do that nasty shit. But the show is fucking hilarious. The only problem with it is that type of lowbrow, crass humor, that might not, it might fall off at some point. It might become redundant and stale. And hopefully they can keep it fresh or whatever. But that shit is funny as fuck to me.
Like, I honestly don't have a problem with it. Like, it's a very good adaptation of the manga. It's really good. I like it. The way they did it. I'm excited to see the next episode. It's one of my favorites. It's in my top 5 this season.
Oh, yeah, one of my favorites. Shit. I like this more than I like Gangster, man.
For real? Yeah.
I like that perverted funny shit. I'm telling you.
That shit was hilarious, man.
That shit had me dying. Like, when they were talking about... We can just see the ass and the titties.
Yeah. Remember when the president was just like, "Oh, I think we did the wrong thing. Let's start to like this punishment." And then they bring out the blood girl.
Yeah, the blood girl just beat their ass.
Yeah. And like, remember when it was like, "Oh, she's cute," but like, and then they see the track team running, and she's like, "Oh," they're like, and she's like, find some 4-leaf clovers," and he's like, "Yeah, you said one too many years," and then he beat the shit.
That one dude with the hoodie on, funny as fuck.
Like, that nigga. He was, oh my god, he was like, "Oh fuck me!" He just said out of nowhere.
Yeah, like, fuck me.
Sorry.
That shit, dog. I love this show, man. Look, I give this show a fucking 12 out of 10, man. Fuck it, man.
Yeah, 12 out of 10.
This show
is there any more anime that any of us saw?
I mean, give your rating first. Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Oh, I'll give it fucking 10. I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't see anything. I don't see anything this series could have done wrong, man. I loved it. I actually really loved watching it.
All right, Philly. What was another? Did you watch another anime?
Hell no.
He's like, hell no. All right, let me talk about the next one.
Woo! She found him, motherfucker.
Trying to go.
About to throw my clothes in the laundry. Hold on.
All right. Go ahead and do that shit. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about Monster Girl thing.
Oh, now, Monster Musume.
Yeah. I mean, this show it opens up like your typical ecchi show. The chick in the bed next to him, and I'm like, that shit was cliche as hell. That happens in every fucking ecchi show ever created. Like waking up to a naked girl and shit. Only difference is that she ain't got the lower half that really makes it all like thirst quenching and shit. But I mean, but this episode was like, it's like generic fucking comedies. They go shopping and shit. And
yeah, legit. The only difference is the fact that they're like a blend of human and like they're cross species, like harpies and like centaurs and stuff like that. Where like they're half human animals, human enough for them to make ecchi. And then like they're animal enough for it to be weird, you know what I mean? Like that's what it is.
And like there's no fucking male interspecies. They like all girls.
I know, right? Yeah, so, but now I think about it, let's be honest with ourselves. Like if you go to like mythological animals, like I can't really think of that many like that are half human, half like half animal or something like that are usually seen as male. Besides like centaurs, I guess, because like usually like harpies are almost always female, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I like how it's going. It's generic, but it's not bad. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah,
Like, it's not bad.
It's not that bad. Like one thing I did like about it was they tried to introduce the whole discrimination thing against like other species and
Yeah.
and of course he plays the nice guy, and it kind of makes sense. Like usually a harem, because this is gonna turn into a harem. Usually like a harem, they don't make sense. Like why all of these chicks trying to fuck this one dude? But here it makes sense because it's like no other dudes want to fuck these chicks because they fucking monsters, they creatures and shit. You know, so it makes sense for everybody, all these creatures to want to fuck this one dude because he's the only person that's down for that.
Yeah, I know, right? And they actually did something with the series where like they put down the ecchi rule, like the golden ecchi rule, where no one's allowed to fuck in the series, and then it's like basically the person that set him up with the girl that's in his house right now. She comes in and she sets the guideline, but he's not allowed to sleep with this species.
Yeah, like they do that. Like everything you were curious about as to why it didn't happen in your typical harems, they explain why it's not happening in this show.
It makes sense. It makes
sense. So I mean, I kind of did like that part about it. And the chick is kind of hot, man. And when she's fucking. He was jacking off her tail when they woke up and shit.
All right.
And she, you know, I was, at first I didn't think so, but she does have, you know, a vagina and everything else. So, I mean.
She does. You know what scene I could have fucked with, though?
What?
You know that panty scene where it was just like that triangle? I was like, I can't fuck with this anymore. What is this? I'm like, you know this is weird. Like, you know, I can't do this.
She got to spray adhesive on her panties to make them stick.
Oh, yeah. I had to step away from that. I was like, okay, none of that. Yo, and at the beginning of the episode where the nigga's basically jacking her tail off.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know that shit?
I'm like, man, this is weird as fuck.
I'm like, come on, man. Like, if this is weird by any standard. Like, you know,
Hey, yo, I bet Bon Kai's loving this show though. I mean, he did mention he like monster girls though.
Yeah, you know Bon Kai actually reads the shit, right? So
yeah,
I know for a fact this nigga's watching it. Yeah. I know for a fact this nigga's watching this shit.
I think he the one that first introduced me to this shit, though. That's why I know.
I believe it, man.
When it came out, but
I don't even know what nigga introduced me to this movie, man. Like, some fuck nigga probably. He's just like, this shit. Get confused.
But like I don't really have high hopes for this show. It's interesting. I mean, they did like introduce some new things to the whole harem type genre, but I mean, it's still gonna be your typical generic fucking harem show.
Look, let me just say it this way: like, if you've been watching ecchi for a very long time, if you've been watching fan service series for a very long time, and you want to try something that I know for a fact you're not used to, watch this series. That's all I can say.
yeah.
I can't even grade this. That's just my recommendation. I can't give this a number. Like, what the fuck do you give this? Like, I don't understand.
I mean, all harem shows, all ecchi shows follow a specific guideline, and this follows that same guideline, but it's different because it's fucking freaky monster looking chicks.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And them bitches is hot as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, man. That when they showed the preview for the next chick, that Harpies chick, I would smash that though.
I see it, man. You were lolly harpy, man.
The lolly harpy, man.
Chill.
I hope they like introduce another guy characters into that shit. Like they should make it more realistic and like, cause you know a guy that looks like the main character is not gonna be into no shit like this, cause he can get regular pussy, right?
Yeah, that's
but,
true.
You know, they should introduce like this fucking
an ugly ass nigga. Yeah, they put the nigga from My Love Story in the shit.
Yeah, like all hunched over and shit, slobbing out the mouth and greasy fingers and shit.
They got glasses and shit, looking like a Snorlax and shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I get us a 7 out of 10, man. I'm interested in it, but I'm not.
As far as like story, 5, maybe 6.
5, yeah, story.
as far as like if I'm watching just the ecchi, I'll give it about 8. As far as the ecchi, 8 or 7, because it's different. It's not the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the only credential I can give it as of now, and the fact that it explains the shit that happens in the series. It's not just like, nah, these niggas can't fuck. There's a legit lore against this shit.
Because you know, if you were really in that situation, you would have fucked. You would have been like school days, man. You would have fucked all the chicks.
And plus, no one wants to see what happens when you put a dick inside a half snake. humanoid. No one wants to see that shit.
Hey,
like, it's just gonna look like a normal human with a snake tail. Like,
and it's kind of weird because her pussy is on the front, pussy is on the bottom, but it's like her shit is on the front. Like,
no one want to see. I do not want to see that.
Hey, but
keep that over there.
It is what it is, dog.
All right, man.
All right, the next show, another show that Philly didn't watch, is Overlord.
Oh yeah, I love that shit. I like it.
Yeah,
like
I mean, when it first opened up, I wasn't really fucking with it because I saw the 3D shit. I was like, that ugly, shitty ass 3D. Here it comes again.
Yeah, that's it. You know what the fucked up thing about that is? Madhouse is doing that shit. I expect more than CG on those niggas, man.
Yeah.
Those niggas have all the money in the world. Why do they need to put CG in
I guess they were trying to like emulate the game thing. That it's a game, so like I guess they could get away with 3D shit in there.
I agree with that. I like the fact that there's like an on-screen menu and stuff. The fact you can just touch it and then it's like all in front of you and shit, and you can just check the settings. But as far as the second half was way better than the first half. Easily, yeah. It's not even a question. Yeah, it was like I like the way they structured it and stuff. Like they do it in a way where it's like this guy plays this game, this really popular game, and he made this empire with all of his friends.
Yeah.
What happens is everybody that were his friends that were playing the game moved on to real things in life, and they start doing their own stuff, and they don't have time for the game anymore, so they just logged out and stayed logged out. So he has nobody to play with, but he has all of these NPCs, non-playable characters around that make up his armies and stuff, and. Like you said, like he logs out or something like that, but he can't, and he wakes up or something like that, and he's still in his body, like he's still in the body of the character in the game, and everybody else is now an animated character. Do you know what I mean? Like the actual people that see him as an authority figure, as a leader, the character he is in the game.
What's crazy is like nothing happens this episode, but yet I'm anticipating the next episode. I think because it's like the intro, like they show fight scenes and shit. So I'm thinking it's gonna be one of those fucking medieval action type shows.
Mm-hmm. That guy is like that dragon look cool as fuck. You know when he summons the fire dragon and shit. That look really cool.
Yeah, the animation is gorgeous in here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be hacks as hell, man. Like I feel like he's max level in the game, man, and he's already a person with an entire army of people. And I like how they have the different floors he commands. You know, like the 7th floor, the 5th floor, and you know how he specifically said, "Don't bring 2 people to the floor." Yeah. I wonder who those niggas are, man. Yeah, that's just gonna be cool as fuck.
I mean, this show got me hyped, man.
It's got potential. It's got lots of potential.
It has a shit ton of potential. I mean, and that little etchy in there too, man. With the chick,
it did.
Man.
Oh yeah, that went in, man. Yeah, I don't mind the horns, man. I just watch Busta Musume. I have no standards anymore, man. I mess with that. Like, I like how the fact that he was interacting with the characters, like the 2 elf people, I think they were in the Colosseum. They were cool as fuck. Remember when he got them to fight the
the thing he made.
And he was talking to them, and they were so used to him being like, they always thought he was a scary person for some reason. And he's just a nice guy, like he's an actual person with a scary amount of power.
That's what makes it kind of weird because you got this menacing skull creature thing, but the guy inside is nice and shit.
Do you know who he reminds me of? Did you watch Billy and Mandy? Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of that thing because like if anyone saw Grim in real life, they'd be this nigga scary as fuck. But if they got to know that dude, he wouldn't be scary at all. And that's exactly what this Overlord dude is. If you just see this guy and he doesn't say anything, he's gonna be intimidating as hell. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's good. I like it. It has potential. I think the second episode is going to be better than this one, hopefully. And I give it a strong 8. I put it up there with Gangster 8.
Yeah, I give it the same thing. And the final show. Well, I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch that Bikini Warrior shit?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it.
We shouldn't even review this show. Really, like it's fucking 8 minutes long.
I still want to say something, man. I like the fact that they had that thing that was funny as fuck in the episode where it was like, oh, this bikini armor goes in, but then he gives them regular bikinis. They're like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, what the hell, man? That's exactly the same thing.
Shit you've been wearing fighting.
Exactly. What's the difference now? And I like how the main character was like, nah, I'm gonna wear this shit. And then like she gets fucked up. And then she has to go back again. It was fun though. I'll watch it, man. Like it's only 8 minutes long.
I don't normally like them the short shows, but ecchi is the perfect thing to use.
It really is.
Them short little mini clips and shit like
quickies. They're quick as fuck, man. Like it doesn't require a lot of thought, a lot of time. Do you know what I mean? Like it goes straight to the fan service and it doesn't mess around with this whole plot type thing. You know what I mean? Like trying to get into a story. It's just like we're gonna give up. We're gonna show you those titties and leave. Like I remember there was the exact scene where they were just like they did some complete scene of just fan service for no reason whatsoever. By the way, and they didn't need to explain it because it's only 8 minutes long, and the people that are watching that know why they're watching it. They're not watching it for the story.
They're not
you know
watching
what I mean?
for no goddamn.
Exactly. See what I mean? So it made perfect sense. I liked how they did it, bro. It was interesting.
Titties and ass.
Proportions, man. I like it.
I give this show a 10 out of 10, man.
I don't know, man. Like I'm not gonna rate this. I have to rate most of it, so I didn't not want to rate that either. But I'm not gonna give this a rating. Like just watch it if this is the thing you want to watch. And actually, the animation isn't bad at all, to be honest.
Yeah,
like it looks pretty good. But yeah, I think that's everything I watched so far. It was interesting. I'd say some good contenders of this season, man. Like I'd say there's about
some good shows.
Yeah, 2-3 anime that I can consistently watch probably, and yeah, I'm liking it. By the way, if anyone else is like in the corner wondering, I'd say watch God Eater this week. That is my most anticipated anime this season.
Oh, God Eater,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, because UFO Table, the people that do the Fate series, Fate Stay Night and stuff, they're animating this, and it's just gonna be cool. It looks really cool, and I hope
we're gonna have to watch God Eater and Gate fucking next week.
Oh yeah, Gate. I'll watch that.
All right, Philly, you back?
Yeah.
Y'all know what time it is. That time of the episode. That time,
time
of the month. That time of the month where we rank the hottest women ever.
Let's go.
Each one of us picks a beautifal goddess.
Let's go.
And we just shit on each other's picks.
I don't think I ever got this.
It's time. For woo, she fine.
Woo, this bitch
woo,
fine.
she fine. God damn, just gives me the shivers.
I've been waiting for this all episode.
Waiting for this all episode. Fuck everything we just talked about before. This is the
Fuck
real
it all.
shit right here.
To hell with
right
that
here,
shit.
Nigga. This shit right here, nigga.
Woo!
This called
fuck
titties.
Fuck the animated titties. We got the real titties.
We got the real titties here. But,
some of them might not be real, but
the real as shit.
But we like to start off with, you know what? Fuck it. You're not going first this week.
Woo!
You're not going first this week, Philly.
Why
You
you-
going first this week?
it better not be you, because you always got to do yours last to make yours look the best, man.
Mine is the most underwhelming thing ever. But
We going with our special guest because we don't have Troy this week, and Troy, we like to have Troy on because this is Troy's favorite segment, like it's our favorite segment, but he's not here. We cannot. This week we're not gonna see no white women this week. I mean, unless Mo picks a white girl.
I already picked the white girl. Man.
Shit! I guess so.
Got all the bases covered.
Okay, all bases covered. So
Yeah, man.
Mo was playing the role of Troy this week, and hopefully Troy sees this. And
Yeah,
Mo,
this
hopefully you pick a better chick than Troy does. Because Troy picks
don't know,
the skinniest,
Nope, I can't do that.
white chicks ever.
Troy, I hope I get the Troy stamp of approval, but at the same time, I don't, man. I've been seeing the girls you've been picking, man.
Shit, you can shit on Troy's picks, man. They not.
I don't really like them, man.
Last
Like,
week
you
that
been picking
nigga
these
picked
actors.
Caitlyn Jenner, man. You got it.
Yeah, I mean, you got some
God.
leeway, man. You picked
All right,
the former man,
okay.
man. Come on.
Okay, I have one. All right, you want me to go ahead?
Yeah. Who is your chick?
All right, my chick I picked is an Australian model by the name of Emily Shears. She's got a pretty good Instagram account.
It is with the
I'll
link.
link it right now.
Okay.
All right, let me drop the link.
Let's see.
She isn't anything crazy great. But,
Bless us with the
she's
link.
Yeah,
Definitely-
don't talk shit on your chick, man.
This your bitch.
Yeah, this your bitch, man. You got to prop
All right,
up,
man.
man. Shit.
She ain't paying me. She ain't sucking my dick. Why do I have to pick her up, man?
This chick got an ass on her. Already a vast improvement over Troy's bitches.
Let me see.
She
My
actually
shit's
has
still
a body.
loading. I ain't paid my internet bill this month. Oh, this bitch better looking than any chick Troy ever posted.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's
Crazy.
going to be better than anything Bush posted this week.
Fuck. You ain't shit on my pics already, dog. Like, come on, man.
You know. Look, Bush, start looking now.
I mean, this chick got an ass implant. Why she look skinny as fuck? Wait, is this her?
Yep, all of them are.
All
I'm
of
pretty
them?
sure all of them are.
You
Yep,
sure?
all of them are. Yeah, this is her account.
This from a high school pic or some shit? Like, why she look skinny as fucking hair and she thick than the motherfucking other picture?
Link which pic you talking about, nigga. I don't know. I don't know what you said.
the one where she's sitting on the ground with the little stars on her shirt.
Give me a second. sitting on the ground.
Bitch look good as
shit. She look good as fuck, man. But she hating, man.
No, I mean, talking about she looks. Look at how she
Bush,
looks.
don't nobody give a fuck about that. She fine as hell.
She is fine, but maybe she got some.
Oh no, that's not her. That's not
okay,
her. She was doing that Woman Crush Wednesday shit. You know, the WCW shit that they do.
Bush
on
don't know about
Oh,
Instagram.
I don't know
All
about
right,
that
okay.
shit. I'm old, man.
Wow,
fuck, man. I'm about 40 years old.
All right, man. She look bad, but she got shit tasting women, man. She got them chicken legs. The person she chose for WCW, man.
Yeah, she bad as fuck. Like I almost don't want to pick her one. I want to co-sign with Mo Pick, though.
Not good.
I got a curveball for y'all niggas.
You got a curveball?
Right,
I mean, I don't know, Bush. You want to go next? Go next, man. We fucking up the order. You might as well.
You want me to go next?
Yeah.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, go next, man.
You want me to go next?
They can do that shit.
You want me to go next?
Yeah, they gotta go. You
want me to go next?
You niggas sound like
that nigga
Bill Cosby right
that
now.
nigga stalling like a bitch. Yo.
You want me to go next?
These niggas searching on Google like black women, please.
You can't be talking to me. You don't want me to go next.
You damn sure ain't talking to me, man.
Who the fuck you talking to?
Who is Bushido?
Y'all ain't ready for this.
I got the baddest bitch ever, though.
It has begun. Let's go.
What I tell you,
This bitch so bad, she ain't got no pictures on the internet, dog.
She ain't even got a name.
She ain't got a name, man. This bitch is bad.
It's like about to lick a picture of Trayvon and shit.
I mean, y'all ever wondered who that chick was that was jerking the dudes off?
Stolen.
No, this is it. I'm talking about the chick, bitch. Shut your ass up.
Let's go.
Y'all ever wonder who that chick was that was jerking off them Asian dudes in that game show where they would do the singing? Y'all ever wondered that shit?
I never wondered. Like, I can't honestly say. I never gave a fuck.
You never looked at that chick that was jerking them dudes off.
I might have once given a singular fuck, but after that, no.
Well, her name is Miki Sonohara, and she's a very popular Asian porn star, which is why she was chosen to jerk these dudes off during the game show Sing-a-thon, whatever the fuck it is. But I'm just gonna give you her name. I don't know if she has an Instagram. I mean, but she cute to me. She cute, man. She not that bad looking. Man. She cute, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna give y'all a picture.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at a pic right now. She look pretty good. Her face is pretty good. That's what that says. Not bad pic.
Yeah, man. See, and that's the pic I linked last week, but it was I said a completely different chick's name.
Man, you about to lose this week, Bush.
Man, shut your ass up.
Damn, this is an extraordinarily weak week for you, dog.
Oh no! I was looking on Google for pics, man. That pic you look ugly as fuck.
So if I may go, now that we done with Bush's mockery.
Wait, is that I don't think that's the same chick.
Bush, you gotta start taking this shit more seriously.
What you talking about?
You ain't even fact checking. Like you ain't even.
Man, shut your ass up.
You ain't even Google searching these bitches.
Man, look. I'm telling you, she the chick that was jacking the dudes off doing the singing thing, dog.
Okay.
For those who wonder, I'm gonna win just off of
how
that.
How you let Mo come through and shit on you? He the guest.
Yeah,
man. Mo ain't picking.
Yo. I ain't even about white women like that, man.
Whoa,
about women? What?
Chill. I said white women. Chill.
Nah, nigga, I heard you say women first.
Okay. Let me finish for a second. I ain't about women. I'm about ladies, man. Big difference.
I'm about niggas.
Shit, man.
I'm about niggas.
I'm about gentlemen.
The one time you let me say.
Go ahead and show us your real pic, man. Chris Hemsworth, dog.
All right, man. Yo, man, that nigga with the full hammer, naked drawings. Let's go ahead.
Y'all ready?
Man, my bitch bad. Fuck
as y'all know, I have broadened the scope.
Man, I'm struggling, man. I'm picking Asian and shit, man.
Darker skinned women.
You can see my bitch taking it in the
I'm
ass,
ready to Bush. It's over.
No, it's not.
All right, look. I got a curveball for y'all this week.
You got a curveball? Okay.
They say Philly always linking in fine ass black girls, but you know, we want something different.
You only link one fine ass black girl.
Hey, shut the fuck up. They say, let's get a little something different. Let's get a little something different.
Okay.
I got Amanda Stenberg.
Who? Amanda
Stenberg. Some of y'all might know
her.
What is
Amanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Amanda. She look like a man, dog.
Wow.
It's like a bad try to have the name
First
Amanda.
off, y'all ignorant motherfuckers. Amanda is like Zulu for power, like in strength.
She looked like a lesbian.
Alright, man. Yeah, she is badly and powerful, man.
She's 5'2". She's 5'2", and she light skinned. If y'all intimidated, and that's her Instagram,
she's 5'2".
and that was a Tumblr the first, but right, most of her better pictures are on her Tumblr.
All your chicks look the same.
But plot twist.
What?
She's 16.
What? Oh hell!
I hate you, nigga.
Plot twist. Hate you, nigga. She's 16, so this is more of a slow burn. What you gonna do is I'm letting y'all niggas know. I'm letting y'all niggas know now for when she turned 18. This week for my young niggas.
Okay, I see you, Philly, man. You know, everybody's talking about Kylie Jenner and shit. They should be talking about this bitch right here.
She fine as hell. She about to look like Nunu when she turned 18, bro.
Yeah, looking like Lala and shit, man.
Look at that shit. Tell me she not cute, man. Tell me this bitch not cute.
But you know, I don't. I'm not with Philly on this right here, dog. I mean,
I do not condone.
Philly is clearly a pedophile.
Bush, look at this. Look, I'm doing this for not every nigga is old like us. Some of y'all niggas is 15. Some of y'all niggas is 13.
You doing this for your damn
Some of y'all niggas is just younger than us.
Look how young. Her body ain't even fully developed.
And for my old, but she's shitting on all your girls.
Man, she ain't shitting on shit.
Look,
you can actually see my chick. My chick is actually legal.
Look. Shut your hating ass up.
Videos.
Look.
My chick on Pornhub.
Look. Mo, what do you think?
All right. You want me to be honest?
Yes.
I'll be honest with you. I am a person with no restraint, and I will say what I feel. Okay. I think she looks very attractive. Okay. Would I do it? No, because I do not want to be imprisoned.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, in 2 years, if she looks like that, just a little more grown, like
I think that there will be
for her
a swarm of men outside of her house.
For her age, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. She's a beautiful girl. That's all I'm gonna say.
And we can respect that, man. And if I was 16, I would want to be in them sugar walls. But of course I'm not. So.
No, if you would what you are now.
I am not gonna say that.
I ain't gonna incriminate myself like that, nigga.
Man, Philly, this is not the first time you did this shit. I remember you showed us an Instagram picture of these Latinas, and you was like, "Would you do them?" And you was like trying to trick us,
bro. I don't remember.
They 15 or some shit you said. Like, it was a chick dancing, dog. Like, you be on Instagram looking at these young honeys, dog. I know you be doing that, Philly. You can't even deny it, dog. Like, you be doing
that shit ain't illegal.
All right, Jared.
Look, man, look. This for my young niggas this week, bro. And for some of my old niggas, too.
Y'all know who y'all are.
I'm about to win this week. Don't be afraid to vote for me in the comments.
This pick is for Tyga, man.
Look, if y'all can respect, there's a difference. I feel like you hiding something, Bush. If you can't at least accept that this young woman is a beautiful young woman, not even sexy, just a beautiful, attractive young lady. If you can't accept that, then I think you hiding something.
Look, man, I can appreciate that shit.
Did I say I want to stick my dick in her? No.
I mean, you literally said that. Like,
see, that's creepy. See,
in some cultures, Bush, in some cultures, this is the ideal. Bitches would get married away at 13.
Damn. I mean, but this is not them cultures, nigga. This is America, man. You going to jail, man.
Look, any nigga that don't think Amanda Stenberg is beautiful is gay.
Look, all I'm saying is that you can watch my chick on Pornhub, dog. Let's go.
You can watch my chick on Pornhub in about a year and a half. Technically, she turned 17 this year, so look at you.
What? That's the age of consent or something?
I don't know. But she getting there.
Is it consent when you watching her on video?
You need to be careful, Philly, man. This nigga Chris Hansen about to show up at your house, man.
How the fuck? I just said this is a beautiful young woman. How does that mean?
I'm joking, man. Chill.
Y'all niggas.
Anyway, fuck it. This is the end of the podcast. Niggas Philly's a pedophile.
Fuck you, bitch.
Every week you surprise us with some new shit.
Pedo boy 08.
Pedo boy 08.
That shit ain't gonna catch on, dog. See, this is what I'm saying, man. I try to get something new for y'all niggas in this, and I'm met with with
Hey, I was not hating. I
hatred.
respected your decision.
Y'all niggas hating.
Look, I apologize.
This bitch look better than any bitch you link.
Man,
Nah,
nigga,
man.
Look, I'm telling you,
At 16, she looks better than any chick you link, Bush.
Look.
All I'm saying is,
I'll admit I wasn't prepared this week, man. We just a long show. We did we were on for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
all I'm saying is, if all our girls had a fight, my one would win, man.
Oh yeah,
Probably. I'm just saying.
Yo,
I'm trying to appeal to the young niggas. That's it.
Fuck it. Erase my pick, man. I'm co-signing with my nigga Mo, man.
Appreciate it, man.
You can't do that shit.
Yeah, I can, man. Me and Mo pick is linked together.
All right, and link when you upload this.
Yeah, man.
Post the good pics.
I got the Instagram account. Bush got the Snapchat, man.
Post the pics where she look like. Post the pics where she look like she the most grown.
Okay. What the fuck?
Wait, what are we talking about?
I'm posting baby pics and shit up there.
Man,
I'm about to post up with a pacifier in her mouth and shit, dog.
Because you got to. That's the only way you gonna win this. You gave up your. That's crazy. You prepared for everything, but now will she find the motherfucker? You should. Matter of fact, right now you should apologize to your fans, dog. They was expecting some fire from you this week, and you disappointed them.
I can't give the fire every time, man. Look,
oh my god! I'm about to link a picture now. I'm gonna link a picture now.
Look, I'm sure the dudes that enjoy my content will see that. I mean, I'm sure they were curious about the chick that was jacking off them dudes doing it. I mean,
nobody gave a shit.
Look, man, fuck you, dog.
Yeah, whatever.
Yo, tell me she don't look like she about to go to kindergarten, man.
I mean,
let me see this shit.
Yeah, that's the pick.
That's why I linked her Tumblr first, man. These Instagram, she be on that young shit. First off, that's not her. You fucking idiot. That's not even her.
that chick look kind of chubby in the face, man.
Yeah, like how fucked up are y'all niggas? That ain't even her. Yo,
what Mo's saying is, look how young her cousin is, man.
What? You ain't got no young cousin?
Yo, that's probably her older sister, man.
Y'all niggas dumb.
Is she with Will Smith's son, girl, daughter, whatever the fuck?
She friends with the family and they went to prom together, but it's not nothing.
Why is that a dude? Is that a boy?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Is that like with the Will Smith kid? Is that the girl or the boy?
Which one? Which picture?
The fucking one that she's posing with. Like
where, nigga?
The white skirt on.
Link it.
Bitch.
Link it, nigga.
It look like a dude, man. Fuck.
Yo, are these her drawings? Like, does she draw this shit?
I don't know, man. Probably not. Probably people drawing shit for her.
They're good as fuck, by the way. Just put that out there. Like, she talented if she can draw these.
Push this link not loading, dog. You dumb as shit. Here we go. That's the fucking that's Jaden.
Jaden.
Yeah.
It look the same to me, dog. Can't tell the difference.
Yeah, he is wearing a dress. So.
Yo, Philly, tell me you don't look young as fuck in this picture, man.
Okay. This nigga gay.
Tell me she don't look.
To be fair, it's kind of a little bit of both. Like,
tell me this doesn't look. Tell me he doesn't look like a kid in this picture, man.
No, man. All right, I'll get the point.
She is a kid. What the fuck? She in high school, nigga.
All right.
Y'all niggas over here like, look at man, this bitch look young as shit. And I preface everything by saying she young. Like,
all right, man. I gotta take a shit, man. This podcast is over now.
Wrap up SMH episode 5. We'll catch y'all next week.
I'm about to boo-boo on myself.
Signing off. Bush ain't shit. Vote for my girl. Catch y'all next week. Peace.